Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Salty Saturdays, where we get together with the crew and we're talking about a little bit of Star Trek today. Like always, I'm really good at this, right? Who do we got today? We got
fantastic
Matthew Kadish, as always, our frustrated producer, director, Mr. Everything over here, who likes to make me talk into the microphone when I'm really uncomfortable at it. And who else? Danny, the Dork Knight. How are you today, sir?
I am fantastic.
You fantastic?
Fantastic.
Great. Awesome. And Brian is on the phone down there with the podcast guys. And is he muted? No, he's just talking. Brian. Hello.
He's muted.
Brian. Brian,
He's
come
really
in.
muted. Brian.
I'm here. I'm sorry, guys.
It's like you need to take care of your
In
business.
the middle of a video upload. Hey, everybody. Love you guys. Give me just 2 minutes.
All right. You can like, all right, 2 minutes. Counting down now.
So
Man, how are you today?
speaking of Brian, I just want to let everyone know to go to check out saltynerdstore.com. We've got a new t-shirt up for the month of March. That is a Global Dynamics t-shirt in celebration of our coverage of Eureka for the members area. So like if you're a fan of Eureka and you like that show, go check out our store and support us by getting this limited edition t-shirt. It's only going to be up for 2 months. So by the end of April, it's going to be gone. And we also have our Buffy the Vampire Slayer t-shirt still available on the storefront. This one goes away at the end of March. So if you're a Buffy fan and you want a cool t-shirt like this, please go and check out our store at saltynerdstore.com. And it's going to be disappearing soon, so don't forget to check it out if you want this really cool limited edition t-shirt. I'm going to be getting one for Jude because if it goes away before I get her one, she's going to divorce me or something.
Well, do they have it in a tank top? Are you sure she'll wear that to something like that?
She has it. Yeah, they have it in tank tops. They come in all different. You can get it as a hoodie. You can get it as a sweatshirt, long sleeve shirt.
Wow.
They have all types of options on the store.
I'm back.
Oh, I wore this in honor of your Mallrats review. I watched again last night and added some more comments too, which was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Jude called you out, man.
Oh, dude, what the hell was that about? That's some bullshit. You couldn't come up with it.
She was just asking
First
the question. She was like, did Danny steal his nickname from this movie?
If I did,
none of us knew the answer.
The honest answer is if I did, it was subconscious because I came up with that nickname about 15 years ago, and Mallrats came out with like 25 years ago.
Great minds.
So you didn't come up with it. It was just kind of stuck in your head.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But
it was an earworm.
I watched that movie so much, like I can't say I didn't get it from there. If I did, it was just buried in my brain. So.
Brian,
but I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. So sorry.
Brian, how are you in your Red Bull this morning? You ready to roll?
I'm doing good. On number 9 Red Bulls.
Oh, that's not good, dude. You can't do that.
This is only my first coffee. I might have to get another.
No, I'm on my first monster of the day. So
don't worry. I've been editing all night on our Stargate video. So after this stream, I'm gonna crash.
you guys got to quit drinking that crap. That taurine stuff is terrible. It's awful. Don't drink.
It's bad for you.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Yeah, your cow.
Look, bro, it's either this or cocaine.
Cocaine.
It's a hell of a drug, man. And out here in Vegas,
Brian, the two non-editors are lecturing us.
I know
on energy drinks.
Danny,
they don't know the struggle. They don't know.
You have a thing here.
I got my member.
Danny, you got to do.
Danny, you got to do your
do the alert.
Oh. Super chat.
Mexican Iron Man $9.99. Thank you, man. I got my member pack box. Freaking awesome. Best member Patreon welcome pack ever. Thank you. Thank you for being a patron, man.
Yeah,
thank
Mike,
you so much.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff planned for the members area.
Yeah.
So if you're a patron in there, you're going to be getting some goodies.
Yeah, I still haven't got mine, but Vader, which I'm fine with because whatever. But I still want some stickers or buttons, man.
No, I got them.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, we just need to hook up. I'm even gonna let you have my hat. Because
get out of here.
You're a dumbass and
get out of here.
Yours
stolen. No. Oh, my buddy found it, who's in the charity with me, and he's going to get it back to me. I was hoping to have it back.
Well, then I'm not going to give you my hat.
Yeah, so don't worry about the hat. No. He texted me like 2 days ago, It's like, oh my God, man, that hat you were freaking out about, I found it.
Oh, nice. That's very good.
I was like, oh, thank God. So
right on. We should probably though get to the topic. I don't want to get any more nasty grams online about how we just banter for 20 minutes before we get to the topic at hand. I love those, by the way. Those are so much
5
fun.
minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
Never going to get that back. Yeah. Okay, man. Learn to live stream. That's what we do. But hey,
but before we get to it, we should probably call out our good peeps in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Get her done.
Hey, that's a hosting duty.
Oh, is it? Is that what I am today?
Yes.
Joker
Come
voice.
on, Vader.
Joker voice is here with his wrench today. Happy to see you, Joker. I'm glad.
Hey, Joker. Sorry, man. I swear I'm not a flake. I just been hella busy. I'll reach back out to you. But thanks for joining the chat today.
JT Gunter. I need to shout out JT because you know what JT did yesterday?
Oh,
he formed a Salty Nerd podcast guild in Dragon Champions.
Dragon Champions. Very nice.
JT is our official guild master in Dragon Champions. Thank you.
Nice. Send me in. How do you join that?
You have to get level 20. Go to saltynerd.com/DC. Download the game. I'm getting the spiel here. You download the game. You go to the little section where you plug in your code to push in Salty. You get your extra stuff, and then you get to level 20, and then you can join the guild. You have to get level 20 to join our guild.
How do I?
Just search it, Salty Nerd Podcast. One word.
Salty is the name of the guild. Okay.
Yeah.
Salty Nerd Podcast is the name of the guild.
I'm doing it right now. Is it all one word or
one word?
All one word. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
get Dragon Champions today, guys. It's a fun game.
It's a game.
It
is. People in our Discord were like, I don't like mobile games, but once I start playing this, I'm hooked.
Yeah. Who else is in here? Mexican Iron Man, of course. Broken Birds.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah, I saw film professor Sean Collette is in here. He's a big Star Trek fan.
We could have Sean on the show sometime again.
Yeah.
Your mom here, PJO is in the chat.
Hey, Mom.
Chat. And lots of other people. Rogue Disney, Mr. Rogue Disney. He's
asking how much of a dumpster fire the show is.
yeah, that's fine.
You mean our live stream or Picard? Two different things.
Both. It's both. They're both dumpster fires. Absolutely. I love Rogue Disney's videos, his live stuff from the parks. So he hangs out with Jay a lot, Drunk 3PO a lot over there. So that's kind of fun.
Does Drunk 3PO live in
he lives in Orlando?
He does. Okay, that makes sense because he's always I always see shit from him at Disney.
Don't dox Jay. He'll get mad and then he'll never want to have us on his show.
Also, shout out to Anima Confusa, the newly minted Salty Nerd Trivia Champion.
Yeah.
Because she won our first trivia night, Buffy Trivia, that Jude hosted on Wednesday for our patrons. And she killed it. And she's now got a special title in Discord.
Nice. Very cool. I don't get to go to those because I'm at the real job. So it sucks.
All right. So let's talk about Picard.
All right. Let's do it. Oh, what happened today? We started. I don't know how we're going to do this. We're just going to talk about the show. But
spoilers.
Spoilers going forward, guys. If you haven't watched Star Trek Picard or if you care about this show at all, you might want to quit watching because we're going to give you some spoilers. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So you're not going to.
Or what is it we're supposed to say? Don't pause the
Spoiler
video.
Alert.
Go watch Picard. Then come back and join us.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So my favorite part of the show actually was the first 5 minutes. This is the scene where
sorry, I was reading the comments.
Q is fantastic.
The Q and Picard stuff was great. We get the show opens up with them right off from last week, and we're in Picard's chateau, and we get a little tour of the facility and his trophy room. And
God damn, that trophy room with the
trophy room was so cool.
It was pretty wild. It was really
metal.
Before we get to the trophy room, I just gotta say,
it was so metal.
Give John Delancey his own freaking show, man.
For
real,
he stole this episode. Every time he was on screen, Patrick Stewart just paled in comparison to him.
And he wasn't even in it that long.
No, I wanted more. The best part of this episode was the stuff that Q was in.
Q is so great. I need more Q.
Yes, exactly. I was about to say, I need more Q.
I need it.
Yes, guys, please help them out. I don't know if the deadline's passed, but they do need those 5-star reviews on.
I even went on Twitter and I was like, someone cancel Picard and give John Delancey his own show.
Yeah,
I could watch endless hours of him just being Q.
Oh my god,
I would call the series The Continuum, and it'd be Q fucking with all kinds of different people.
Everything.
Star Trek: The Continuum, absolutely.
Yeah, you know,
it'd be like a better version of Doctor Who in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah, because Q's like a mischief maker.
Did you guys notice that Picard mentioned that Q wasn't well?
He did
a couple times. He mentioned that. And then this was the first episode of the season where they mentioned his being a synthetic, but Q said something like about it was because in this timeline you're a synthetic because of, I think it was Goldicott.
Goldicott.
Sorry, but that is so. I mean, to borrow your phrase, that is so metal. I love how they're like, listen, I can't say it. Goldicott. That guy is such a badass. Is such a badass that even in this crazy future where Picard is apparently, just a gnarly dude, he's Hitler. He's still on his final death manages to get a parting blow on Picard and put him in a synthetic body.
Yeah.
That is respect to Goal.
Well, and I mean, as a Deep Space Nine fan, Goldicott was just such a great adversary, just such a slimy fucking villain, that you'd love to hate,
Right.
So
wasn't
it weird? I got a question for you guys. Wasn't it weird how Picard was like, first of all, Patrick Stewart, Jesus Christ, I wish they would do something to his face. It looks like it's melting off his body. He's got
because he's old.
But so is Shatner. But Shatner doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, but Shatner has better genes, dude.
I guess
Shatner does those things like a Flight of Space.
Yeah, Shatner's going to space. He's riding horses, eating red meat.
I mean, Patrick Stewart
guy posts like a 40-ounce porterhouse on Instagram. He's like,
Shatner
I'm loving this. You're like, dude, you're 90.
That's why. But what I was getting at was with Picard. Didn't you guys think it was funny? Like every time he like on a switch, he had to kind of try to pretend to be a badass with people, like where he'd be like, oh, weak and frail Picard talking to his friends, and then like snap his head and like take the prisoner,
for sure. Well, he had to do that though because he had his image he has to keep
right. But it was I thought it was funny. I laughed out loud.
I liked that version of him a little more.
So what about Q bitch slapping Picard?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that there was two things that I actually really liked about their opening sequence with Q here, and first one was. Of course, the slap. It's like I never thought I would see Q actually striking Picard. That was wild. That was just like, holy crap! Q is really pissed off right now.
I fucking love it. Yeah,
there's something really going on with Q. And the other thing in the same conversation was probably the one and only time I've ever thought it was okay for somebody in a Star Trek show to swear.
Okay.
When Picard said he was tired of your bullshit, Q. That was I was like, okay. No, I kind of feel like that worked. And but it's like the only time it's ever worked in this show.
I was actually I knew there were gonna be people that were gonna complain about it, and I was like, no. Yeah. If there is one time you curse, it's after 30 years of dealing with this character.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I actually didn't even notice that.
What season one made no sense.
Yeah, well, that didn't bother me at all. I actually love it because, like you said, it made perfect sense. But there was other unnecessary cussing and and what's her name? As I just said a cuss word, Raffi, I think is her name. Dropped the damn JL in this episode. Like we thought, we thought that was over with, and she's
we knew that was gonna happen though, because that was the only way she can determine that if
he was real.
He was real. That didn't even bother me because that was her way of determining if he was the right Picard.
Got you. Okay,
I get it. The scene that kind of stood out the most in this episode was the trophy room scene. And we have the scene where Q takes Picard into like his library or his study or whatever, and he has like these mounted skulls of like the leaders of the races that he's basically eradicated.
Metal.
Like
metal, dude.
General Picard is worse than Hitler. Like he's actually eradicated entire species of aliens.
Like committed genocide on multiple planets and shit.
Did he kill the entire Klingon population?
Yeah, he killed
all the Klingons and
every head that was mounted in that library is a reminder of the race that he wiped out from
eradication day that he eradicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that is crazy.
Yeah,
Ferengis.
I'm sorry. How cool was that Borg skull, dude?
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, with the implants that were going into
Still
the
there.
skull.
Yeah.
I paused it. I was like, what's happening? That's the coolest Borg thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Whenever you see Borg stuff before, I never realized, I guess it makes sense. I never realized that the implants are going into their bone, their skull. It was amazing.
Yeah.
They're grafted on there from birth. Some of them are. So and then they get more implants as they grow. So.
That was cool. We never really seen anything like that. You know what I mean?
You know what I thought was weird in that trophy scene was that the Ferengis have like actual bones in their ears.
No, that doesn't seem
that
weird
was
to me.
that
made
seems
sense
strange.
to me. Nah, it made sense to me because giant fucking ears. I mean, like, I think that's all cartilage, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's just I thought it was a cool looking Ferengi skull. You know?
Yeah, well, no, all those skulls were dope, man.
Yeah, and when Q starts telling the stories about how each one of those skulls died, and Picard was like responsible for it. I got chills, you know, when I was listening to him describe those things.
So how much though? So like, I want to ask Matt, how much of that is fan service, and how much of that is to like set the character up? I mean, I feel like it worked as both, right? But there's a lot of.
I didn't feel like there was a lot of fan service in that scene. I felt like it was very instrumental in establishing who Picard was in this alternate timeline, and honestly, like it made me think. I was like, man, like they could have avoided a lot of problems if there was just like a little bit of General Picard in the regular Jean-Luc. The idea that they were able to wipe out all the Borg is like mind-blowing because the Borg are like the biggest nemesis that Starfleet ever faced.
And they had the Queen like hold up like a.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Sorry,
no, it's okay.
Yeah, Jesus. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I was shocked.
It was another good episode. You know, when I was watching it, I was waiting for like the cringe moments, and there was only one moment in the show that I kind of like had an issue with. But other than that, I was like, yeah, this isn't bad.
Was it the I guess you got over your commitment issues? Was it that part, or was it something else? Okay.
No, it was something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get, man, I'm sorry. I can't talk straight right now.
Are you going to tell us eventually, Kadish?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, eventually. So like Picard has some Romulan slaves at his chateau. The planet has a shield around it that because humanity never fixed the environment.
I like how Q said that. He's like, I can't remember the first part, but the last part was, but now you have it on life support.
Yeah, you just put it on life support.
And there was a big reveal that, you know, Q basically saved Picard and his friends because he saw the explosion. He's like, I don't want Jean-Luc to die just yet. I still want to fuck with him a little bit more. So
he's like,
I'm gonna create this. I'm gonna create this new timeline and put them in it. And the name of the episode was Penance. And so like Q made it clear to Picard when he was trying to get Picard to kind of like pay attention that this timeline that he's found himself in is now penance for all the mistakes that he's
what did he say?
During
it's
the
not.
trial.
He said it's not something. It's penance. Do you remember the line? Does
anybody? Yeah, he said this is not a test. It's penance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And the way he said penance was so.
God damn. No, man. John Delancey's great, dude.
Penance.
Like,
yeah.
I missed him so much as Q. I didn't realize how much I missed him as Q until like he just chews up every scene that he's in.
Oh man,
you know?
He's so good.
Yeah,
and like when Picard tells him that like he's not going to play his game, he just like disappears, and
Harvey comes in.
It feels like something is missing the rest of the episode.
Yeah. I didn't get enough. Like Brian said earlier, I need more Q in my life. I did not get enough Q in this episode, but what I got was like just delicious.
So my theory about why he's unwell is that, and why he's been absent for so long, is I think that the continuum basically forbid him from getting involved, and I think this time it's less about playing a game and more about him actually having to do something for whatever reason, whether it's good or bad, and he's going against the continuum, and I think it's probably affecting him physically.
So you think the continuum got fed up with his shit? Is what happened?
I mean, what would it? I mean, if you have to, I know the actual reason why Q hasn't been around is because Star Trek hasn't been around, right?
Right.
But in canon universe, why hasn't been around for 30? Well, probably because if I had to guess, the continuum said, okay, stop playing with the mortals, right? And
Right.
they probably forbid it continuum wide. And I think he broke out of that mold because of this crisis, whatever it is.
Because he loved Picard,
because he loves Picard, bro.
like a pet,
like his little hamster.
but he
it's
loves
his
him.
favorite pet.
Yeah.
So he's coming back, and again, he's probably risking his person to do this last thing.
Is he going to be? I know they just finished. I just read an article. They literally just wrapped season 3. Is he in it? Please tell me he's in it.
No idea.
No idea.
No one knows yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one knows.
Damn. I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So
if I knew, I would. There'd be a video about it.
So after we get the old the whole Picard Q stuff and all the little member berries and the cool skulls and everything, then they start going into introducing the rest of the crew.
Yeah, what's
Right.
next? Seven wakes up. Was
So
she next?
this is where I kind of like feel like they kind of like went a little off the rails with things, because I feel like they were just trying to like figure out ways to insert the characters into the story, and I kind of felt like it was like they got a bunch of guys in the writing room and a whiteboard. It's like, okay, how do we put Raffi in? How do we put Eleanor in? How do we put it's like, and I was okay with most of it, but I thought the whole 7 of 9 being the president of the Confederation
The Confederation
was really a stretch. It was really a stretch. And
right, like how, why, like, especially apparently she was never assimilated by the Borg. Like it opened up all these weird questions.
How do we know
Well,
she
yeah,
wouldn't have ended up
hold
as
up.
just like a bartender or something down
I
the
can
street?
answer some of that.
You know?
I can answer some of that. Okay. Remember, there's something. This is from Voyager. There's something
Okay.
special about
Annika.
I'm just gonna say 7 because I can't say.
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Something special about 7, and the reason why she was picked out from the rest of the collective when she was assimilated is because of her extra abilities, whatever it is, whether it's she's much smarter, her IQ is higher, whatever it is, that the Queen decided to pick her out from the crowd and make her special. Not just because she connected to Voyager, but that was her plan the entire time. Voyager made it very clear that 7 was unique.
It was special. Yeah.
So if she's unique, if she's special, then it would make sense that whether she was assimilated or not, her abilities, whether maybe it's mental, maybe she has a higher IQ, I don't know, would probably put her a cut above.
I loved how, even though she technically wasn't still Borg, the way her brain was processing when she woke up, she was like doing like, check,
that was
this
sick.
check, like pain levels check. You remember that part where I'm like,
So-
Yeah, she was checking all of her faculties to make sure she wasn't
was
dreaming.
She was
Yeah.
still Borg. She's still the 7 that from our universe.
yeah.
She's just been altered to where she can pass in this fake
Also,
universe.
so there was a line from Q where he told Picard, "I'm going to give you your friends to help you out." And
Yes.
so that was a little bit of
Mhm.
setup.
Yeah, he said,
where
I thought
basically the people that were in Picard's inner circle on the Stargazer were going to be, restored their memories by Q so that they could help him. And so like that was kind of the setup going forward in the episode, where it's like, okay, why are only these people remembering the alternate timeline?
Did you notice his choice of words? I like this. Like, even though the one dude said bad writing, and I want to get your opinion. I like how he said, like, I'm not going to let you do this alone, instead of, you know what I mean? Like the word let for me was just like, that was like that made me think, like, do you get what I'm saying? Because like he could have easily said, you're not going to do this alone, or I know you can't do this alone, but it's more like, I'm Papa Bear. I'm not going to let you do this alone. Is how
I do feel like I feel like the writers are trying to set Q up as like sort of this straw man, and to me it's obvious that he's not actually the villain. And I could be wrong, but
there's no way
almost
Q's the villain.
positive he's not the villain.
Yeah,
they're setting him up that way in the first few episodes because they want the audience to think that. But it's not
classic. No, it's classic Q.
Misdirection. Yeah.
It's classic Q. Like that's why I'm actually enjoying
everything.
this.
It's classic.
Please don't fuck this up.
I know. So please don't. It's so far. It's working.
Yes. Just don't fuck it up.
Every episode, I'm looking for something. I'm like, no, come on, just don't. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. He said, "I'm not going to let you do this alone." That was an interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he has the inner circle, and I actually like the way, generally, that they introduce them, because they can't spend 30 minutes introducing each character. It's not a movie.
Yeah.
So
right.
I like when they introduce Eleanor. He pops into this terrorist thing he's doing.
He's got a girl, and then she just gets wasted right in his arms.
She gets up. She explains everything, right? She gives to the audience and him a massive data burst, and then instantly gets shot in the face. And I'm like, okay. I understand. I understand it's necessary because you can't spend 30 minutes of him figuring it out. You gotta get to the point. Okay, I get it. And I don't care about that character. Okay. All right.
Professor Sean is super salty this morning, just for the record.
Is this the guy from your Thursday stream?
Yeah, this is. Yeah, he's.
He's Sean. Come on, man. Don't be
film school professor.
Okay. I mean, I know, like, all due respect, and I actually enjoy the shit out of you on Cadish's Thursday show, but come on, man. Don't be so cynical. Come on.
Oh, you obviously don't know Sean Collette.
I don't know him. I've
Listen,
only seen
Danny,
him on your show.
It's impossible not to be cynical about Star Trek, right?
Yes,
I know.
It's impossible. I mean, we've all been burned so hard.
But
and
this
it's
is like,
what
did we talk about last week?
I still fully expect this show to be a complete dumpster fire by the time it's over with. I really do.
All I'm saying is 2 episodes in, and it's not a dumpster fire yet.
Yeah. And I thought last week we all talked about the hope. It was like
we owe it to ourselves to at least attempt to enjoy it, as long as it hasn't gone off the rails. When it goes off the rails, I'll be the first one to say it goes off the rails.
All 4 of us will be bitching.
All right.
Yeah.
I already feel like it's starting to go off the rails a little bit, because I feel like this episode was kind of just. I feel like it was just kind of thrown together. The first 10 minutes was great. I loved the first 10 minutes. I loved the Picard stuff. But the way they inserted everybody into this thing, it felt really
I'll say
amateur
this.
to me.
I'll say this. So, like, the darkest timeline that we're in right now, where basically the Federation has become the Confederation, which is some not so subtle, like, xenophobic, racist connotations. But like the darkest timeline here, where basically it's the worst possible reflection of what Star Trek could have been. It's like the exact opposite of like the hopeful, optimistic thing that we got.
Interesting.
I found it very intriguing.
Yeah, so
because they set it up in the episode that this is not an alternate timeline, even though I don't see how it can't be. But like, they're like, actually,
this is our timeline.
Yeah. Actually, they went back in the prime timeline and changed it. But the minute you change something from the prime timeline, doesn't it instantly become an alternate timeline?
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
But the idea that like there's this version of Starfleet out there that is just like this monolithic, like genocidal force,
totalitarian
that spreads out throughout the galaxy and encourages human supremacy. And
it was because a safe galaxy is a human galaxy.
Exactly. And you contrast that with the speech that we got in the first episode,
right?
And we see the dichotomy between the 2 Picards and the 2 Starfleets. And I was like, I actually want to spend a little bit more time in the darker timeline, just to kind of see like what is this new world that was created for the show, because I found it very intriguing, like the kind of storylines and drama that can come out of a situation where Starfleet's the bad guy, Picard is like the new Hitler, and you have all these like little like alien races who are like struggling against Starfleet, basically. Like, I was like, I kind of want to see at least maybe like 1 or 2 more episodes set here,
So what earlier when you said reflection, I was like, interesting choice of words, and I didn't want to interrupt you, so I wrote it down. This really feels like the mirror universe to me.
No one has goatees though, so.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's true. Anyway.
No, I think it's like
fucked my theory up right there.
Here's the deal. Here's why I think it's. I know they don't want it to be the mirror universe, because they want the mirror universe to be a separate thing.
Well,
right?
Q even said, he even dropped a line of a title of an episode.
He said, "In a Mirror Darkly," which is literally the mirror universe from Enterprise. And by the way, the showrunner literally cut his teeth on Star Trek working on that episode. Okay,
that's awesome. I love shit like that.
Yeah.
He worked on the Inner Mirror Darkly 1 and 2, and he was a PA for those 2 episodes. That's how he started in the business.
Keep in mind that they've used the mirror universe in Discovery, and it's a very different thing. So this is not the mirror universe.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right now. Is on I'm telling you right now, because Discovery utilized Mirror Universe and made it its separate thing, and so separate that they really can't utilize this. So thanks, Discovery. I appreciate it.
So fuck Discovery. I try to ignore it and pretend it never happened.
But here's the deal. There's a little Easter egg you guys missed. You said a safe galaxy is a human galaxy. Did you recognize the voice of the person that said that?
It said Adam. Who's Adam? Like because I keep my subtitles on. Who the fuck is Adam?
It doesn't. Don't look at the CCs, man.
Okay.
The voice was Brent Spiner's voice.
That's what I thought. And the
Brent Spiner's
hologram
voice.
looked like Brent Spiner, but why did this closed caption call him Adam? Who the hell
And
is
I'll tell
Adam?
you why, my dude. It's in my
that's
theory.
it.
If you watch my video, I'm telling you why. Because
I didn't see it till this morning. I'm sorry, but I do have it queued up. I promise. I'm sorry.
the change is that World War III doesn't happen because Brent Spiner's character, which is like
Noonien Singh.
an ascendant, a Noonien Singh, he perfects the augment virus, the eugenics, and they avoid World War III, and that's why the humans are such a crazy force in the universe because of eugenics, and that's why he's a massive figure in this future. Because
so he must be Adam Singh. I bet we find out that that's going to be his name, Adam
probably
Singh.
Adam soon or something like that.
Or soon,
Yeah.
sorry.
Soon.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. So like if in 2024, which is when they go back, he releases this eugenics virus that wipes out all the inferior people on Earth and just leaves like the superior people in Khan's, kind of cadre.
Yeah, or it was the augment, or he perfected the augment virus. Maybe that was the case. Maybe it wasn't like wiping people out, but just pushing forward.
So when was the eugenics war in World War III in Star Trek history? Those are two separate things, right?
Yeah, the eugenic wars took place in the 90s in Star Trek, and World War III took place in 2026.
Okay.
But World War III, a big part of it was Colonel Green, who was obsessed with eugenics.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah.
Right. So they go hand in hand. Those two things go hand in hand. And if they don't go hand in hand in this show, then they're missing an opportunity. I'm not sure why they wouldn't. And we know that Spiner's in it, and he's obviously important in the future, probably because he's the one that perfected the.
Dude, and you can't have a Picard show without Data. So
it's not Data; it's just Brent Spiner. Like
Brent Spiner is Data. So.
I know, but I hated seeing him as Data last season.
I did too. I've always loved that line. When what's the doctor from season 2's name? The one that the female Bones, basically.
The one with
Pulaski. The perm.
Pulaski, thank you.
The one they can because she wouldn't put tight pants on.
Whatever. Yeah. I always loved the line where she was like, she calls him Data, she's like, and he goes, she's like, what's your problem with that? And she's like, in Data's like, well, one is my name and the other is not.
That's great.
Yeah, Brent Spiner, he likes to they always have him come in for any descendant of Dr. Soong.
I love it,
they're
man.
All played by Data. He's got the best genetics in the world. They all look exactly the same.
He's in all of the shows, man. He's been in Enterprise, Next Gen,
the Augment. And you know what's crazy? The showrunner of this season also worked on the episodes, the Terran Prime episodes that dealt with World War III, and the Augment episodes that dealt with
from Enterprise, right?
Enterprise, yeah.
So I'm sorry, man. I know a lot of people hate on that, and I think my buddy Eric and I have this theory that it was the intro, the theme music that fucking killed that show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Terrible theme music. Yeah.
Terrible, man. Like,
so the show was like a 6 out of 10 for me. And then when Netflix gave you the option to skip the theme, it went to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was like they got Michael Bolton to do their theme song.
Yeah. I mean, and then Enterprise,
it's always been orchestral, Yeah.
There's a lot of really good stuff in season 4 of that show.
Yeah. Do you remember when that show launched? They refused to put Star Trek on the title. It was just
Enterprise. Yeah. They did that. Yeah. They did that later
because they were trying to appeal to like the non-Star Trek crowd.
Yeah.
And bring new people in. And
fun fact. That's the only show that doesn't use the Star Trek font in the title.
Mm-hmm.
So
they changed all that.
It says Star Trek Enterprise. No, but to this day, you look on Netflix or whatever. To this day, it says Star Trek Enterprise, but it's the only one that uses a completely different font than every other show.
And it looks weird, right? It doesn't
look. It looks out of place.
It actually looks better, to my opinion. It's a little more sleek, a little more 90s,
Yeah. So Seven's husband, where have we seen him before? He's been in other things.
Have
right?
we?
John Briones.
He's a proper douchebag, though. That's great.
Yeah.
but I don't know if he's been in Star Trek, but I feel like I've seen him in other actual like shows.
Yeah, like he's one of those character actors that shows up in a bunch of different stuff, and like you just kind of recognize him. But like he hasn't really been in anything big except maybe American Horror Story. Like he's just one of these guys. He comes in for like one episode of like a TV show.
I've never seen American Horror Story. This is my first time seeing the dude. I never really recognized him.
Yeah, but he's just one of those guys. It's like he's got a face that you recognize, but you never know his name. But his name's John Briones.
Yes. Okay. Get back to the episode. You got Rios, who's leading a task force to destroy.
No cigar.
Vulcan, right?
No cigar this episode. I was bummed about that.
And we got with Girardi, who is
the doctor,
apparently the Confederation's mad scientist underneath.
She's the Dr. Mendel
with her
who's got the Borg Queen in a stasis pod.
Well, she also has
underneath the lab.
Yeah, what are the virtual cat? My kids had one of those.
She had a
played by Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
As much as I didn't like her character, I gotta be honest. This episode, her character was better.
It was her best. It was her best episode.
Did you guys notice that they're doing the pregnancy thing in this episode?
Is she pregnant?
Well, she's dressed in clothes way too big for her to cover up her baby bump.
Okay.
And like the entire time I was like, why is she dressed like this? And like I was like, oh, she's pregnant.
I hadn't even thought about that until you just.
Are we gonna see her walk by with like a
with like grocery bags? Yeah,
didn't enter my mind at all.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do like I Love Lucy, like
or a
hide her behind
suitcase.
chairs.
Still gonna have something in front of her.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the first episode she wasn't like she was wearing kind of baggy clothes, but it wasn't that bad. But in this one, the clothes were really baggy, and I think they might have been like, okay, so she's pregnant, so we're just gonna give her like these really big clothes so she can grow into them, and we can like hide it.
You guys see, I love Salty. He spelled the name wrong, but
at least Girardi fits in as a murder doctor in this episode.
Yeah,
spot on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, it was alien-induced craziness. She got off, right? Alien-induced something. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna email Salty Trekker a link and maybe have him join.
Okay,
that'd be cool. Yeah, I love that guy. My mom gives me grief every time. So he does Thursday night. He does like a Star Trek Jeopardy, and like I was representing you guys maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and fucking crushed it. Like I beat everybody. Like I beat everybody. Like their points added up together. I still had more points. And my mom's like, you need to come back because I guess they do like an ongoing tally. And I was like, so my mom's calls me up about it. I'm like, oh, I need to come defend my championship. She's like, you're not the champion, honey. You kicked ass that one show. That's fine. But the champion, like. The points. And I was like, oh, well, shit. Well, but I'm always busy. He does it like Thursday night. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. So I'll get back on there. I'll defend our honor and keep crushing it.
Michael, I emailed you a link to the stream if you want to come join us. If not, no big deal.
Dude, I won one Star Trek trivia thing once on another channel. And to be honest, it wasn't because I got all the stuff right. It's because my partner was way more knowledgeable than everyone else there.
Oh, that's funny.
I took the goal. I was like, yeah, okay, all right.
I used to go to the local Star Trek club meetings, and they would always have like a trivia section, and they had like a lore master who would do like the trivia, and this stuff was like so obscure, nuanced stuff. I was like, I have no idea what these people are talking about, and I thought I knew a lot about Star Trek. But if you ever watch Salty Trekker, like, is it like every week he does like a Jeopardy themed, like, Star Trek trivia thing, like those questions are even like, I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I would be so okay at like normal level person Star Trek trivia, but
dude, it was funny.
You get weeds, man. I'm done.
So if Salty Trekker does join us, I'd love him to tell. Oh, there he is. Hey, dude, do you remember when you asked me a question and I literally guessed by giving you the name of whatever the thing was, and it was the actual answer?
Yes. It was like one of those. It was the USS Galaxy.
Yeah. It was like, what's the name of this Galaxy class starship? I was like, fuck, I don't know.
That looks good.
USS Galaxy.
Yeah, and that was one of the task force in Nemesis. It was the USS Galaxy, and it was like this Galaxy class ship was in the task force, and you're like, I don't know.
So Michael, we covered the Q stuff, and we're getting into all the other characters. What was your general opinion of the episode?
I tell you, I am absolutely freaking blown away that Picard this season is good.
Yes, we're all in agreement. So
well,
far.
we're only 2 episodes in.
I know, but you know what? Here's the thing that and I apologize for backtracking a little bit for you guys.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
But let me say this. So episode 1, here's the big fix for me. Everybody, with the exception of Seven and Girardi, is in Starfleet. That's the big fix. That's what made everything right. Everybody's wearing Starfleet uniforms on Federation starships. We are a Star Trek show.
Yes.
This is not a ragtag group on a civilian ship doing whatever.
Yeah, even Rios.
It's not the Wish.com version of the Millennium Falcon anymore.
Right.
By the way, whoever did this, I noticed it didn't happen until Mike joined us, but this looks great. Speaking of
That was Matt.
that was
Oh,
Matt.
yeah, the
Very
L
nice.
cars.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't really see it when it's just 4 of us. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that to me is really what changed the flavor of the show more than anything else, is that it's a Starfleet show. Even if while they're in this alternate reality, they're obviously not going to be wearing Starfleet uniforms, it feels like we have a Starfleet crew.
Yeah.
And so that makes a huge difference. It's, Commander Raffi, not just Raffi.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference. I think that I still am not a fan of having Girardi just, a throwaway line that she got, off on a
No, I agree with
technicality.
that. That was my big problem too, because I like season 1. I hated that woman.
Yeah.
I remember, like, 1, my mom's watching, and 2, you give me grief too, so I'll try to dial back my cussing. I was going to call her something else, but
Yeah.
I did not.
No, she straight up tortured and murdered a guy.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And now we're just like one line of
not
dialogue.
just the guy.
It's
It
what
was her ex,
her boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's like. Anyway.
So yeah, and then it's like, oh yeah, it was alien influence.
She pulled the alien influence card. I'm sure Jude would get away with that too. If she ever killed me.
She would.
Jude's not going to.
She'd get away.
She has.
No,
And
all
the
they ever-
alien,
all they
and
ever
by
do
the
is
way,
get-
the alien influence was just that she was shown what he was going to do. All the alien influence was giving her motive.
Yeah. I thought that was. It's not like she got brainwashed by that Romulan chick from Karate Kid. She just they saw stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I guess it's a possibility that the Romulan was a little more aggressive with their mind meld.
See, if I were writing this show, I'd have gotten rid of Girardi for the 2nd season.
Yeah.
Had her go to jail and bring in Gates McFadden.
Yes.
Have her crush her.
Yes.
Hey, you could have even had a love triangle with Gates McFadden and
Laris.
Yeah, Laris.
Damn it, Kadish, you need to send your resume to the Picard guys. You're writing better shit than they are.
That would have been
On a
actually
podcast.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Although, like I said, this season so far is, pretty solid. So
Oh,
It
and
is.
let me run this idea by you guys, because this came to me as I was watching the episode. Like, what if there was a situation where, Picard, they don't time travel like the next episode, like I think they're going to do, but there's like a few episodes where they're on the run from the Confederation, and Riker comes back as the guy who has to hunt down Picard.
Oh, that would be dope.
I would love to
that'd be
see,
cool.
yeah, evil
Stop giving away
Riker.
Evil
free
Riker.
ideas, man. You need to work for them. That's
And
Evil
Jonathan
Riker
Frakes
on-
would ham
on
that up.
on
oh
his
yeah,
massive-
dude.
on
That'd
his
be sick.
massive Titan ship
Yeah.
coming after Picard, and it could be like
Massive, armored to the
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah.
And-
Oh,
and-
and he, dude. Oh my god, I'd love to see him as a villain.
It'd be like the best of both worlds in the sense that, like, it's Riker versus Borg Picard, but now it's like evil Riker versus good Picard, and Picard has to be like, I taught this guy everything he knows.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to beat him.
Yeah.
Like that. That to me would have made this season.
But did you guys see? You saw the trailer for next week's episode, though, right?
No.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. I
haven't
did.
seen it yet.
Okay, I watched it. No, they definitely are time.
Yeah,
travel.
they're
Like,
definitely doing the
yeah,
time travel.
yeah,
And they're doing
yeah.
the slingshot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I got to say, another big, this is how you do the name dropping thing.
Oh, with Kirk's ship and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about Spock. where they said you have to have basically a super intellect to put this together, and Spock was like the man. Right.
See, I had a big problem with this.
No, I didn't, because Spock is a genius even for a Vulcan.
No, you're right.
And they gave props to Spock. Like, you can't just grab Joe Vulcan and have him do it.
No,
and it makes sense that everybody would know about that because they literally saved the world by going back in time to the whales.
Here's the issue with all this stuff, right? So if it's common knowledge that you can travel through time by having a superior intellect and slingshot around a star, right? Then what's to keep people from doing that all the time with like AI technology? Like as gifted as Spock is, like, you could build a computer that puts him to shame, you know? So
could you though?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you even have actually dialogue in the show that shall not be named that says that AIs integrated into starships is illegal.
An entire planet full of synthetics who could do that stuff backwards. They can mind meld with people. Danny.
Maybe there's an intuition part of it. Maybe
remember in
calculation.
I think that there's a combination factor of Spock. You know, because Spock is a very unique being because he's got the.
I feel like it opens up way too many dangerous avenues with which.
I think that's your writer's brain.
Just say, I mean, it's just like you know, there are certain rules to time travel, and if you make it that easy, where you just need like a gifted genius to slingshot you around a star, then
they established that in TOS though.
Yeah, but they already established it, so it's not like
that's been around, for 50, 60 years.
I mean, like, if it's common knowledge, if everyone in Starfleet knows the story and knows how to do it, then what's to stop anyone from trying that? What's to stop the Romulans
Picard
from
made it a
trying
little harder by saying you need a very unique, special individual.
And if you think
that's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
I feel like
the bullet wound was already there. And in fact, I will say this, is that I'm glad they did it because that gives an explanation as to why didn't they do this 750 times in the past when time travel could have solved a million different problems.
Well, they also have the time cops. I forget what they're called, but they do have those, the
temporal police or
temporal police. But I don't, if you remember back to A Voyage Home, there was even that line where Bones, I think it was Bones, that said,
he said, slingshot around the sun, and you can.
Oh, it was something about trusting Spock's. I trust your guesses over most people's facts. It was either Bones or Kirk that said that, but I mean, like, Spock was unique.
Bones was explaining to Spock that Kirk trusts.
So let me ask you guys.
There must be extreme risk involved too, though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys though. What do you think about the Borg Queen's TransTemporal Spatial Awareness?
I think it makes a lot of sense, and it also it kind of fits a little bit of theorizing that I've done in the past, where I think that it explains some problems with the Borg and the timeline and stuff when it comes to how could, like, with the Borg incursion with Zephyr Cochrane and all that.
Well, you have to think the Borg are a collective and a hive mind across, like, so kind of the way I think about it is like, how in Venom, or at the end of Venom, he's talking to Eddie Brock about how, like, your puny human brain couldn't comprehend the knowledge I have over not just this universe but multiple universes, and like, so he's like aware of the multiverse because the symbiotes are kind of like a hive mind. So to me, that's kind of, it wasn't too big a jump when, like, it made a lot of sense to me. Like, of course you would know.
If the Borg Queen is aware of, like, all the different time variances, like, how is it that they're ever surprised or, like, they ever lose a battle? Because wouldn't they have, like, some type of knowledge about it?
Well, knowledge doesn't necessarily mean ability to alter.
Yeah, man. It's like, I know that this is my vet. So my poor cat, I thought was going to die. So I go to the vet and I'm all like crying and shit. And he was asking me questions. He's like, indoor cat, outdoor cat. And I'm like, he's both.
Danny, in this episode, the Borg Queen in the Confederate timeline literally starts listing off all the things that are different from the timeline that she's aware of.
I feel like she's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, and so, like, if a Borg Queen has this TransTemporal Awareness where every Borg Queen knows, like, all the variances between the timelines, then they should be able to coordinate where, like, a Borg Queen from the future is like, okay, this is what happened. Then the Borg Queen in the past is like, okay, let's adjust to make sure that doesn't happen.
I don't
See,
know,
for
man.
me, I get what you're saying, but for me, because Q manipulated it and it kind of happened instantly, because it almost seemed like she was realizing this shit in real time when she started
Right.
Yeah,
talking
she
about
was
it.
I don't think that
struggling
she.
with
Yeah, it's not like the Borg
wasn't a
Queen
natural
can just
thing.
innately transport herself back in time to correct it.
But it's not transporting; it's communicating with this temporal awareness that all the queens share across.
Yeah,
the
But if
different
Q, if Q goes to 2024, and assuming, like, based on the trailers and what we've seen, assuming that what Q does to manipulate the time stream is to contact Brent Spiner and say, tell him that, yeah, we're going to do another Star Trek film, and or whatever he does with Brent Spiner, and that's what changes the timeline. And so, even though that Borg Queen in that timeline might be made aware of it, Q's already done the damage.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I'll
because
say
it's
this.
Q, it's out. Like I think the Kadish, to go to your point, because I do agree with what you're saying, but the fact that it was Q who changes it, just like
I mean, it doesn't matter who
instantly.
changes it. Like we had the red matter Nero changing the timeline and the Kelvin timeline type thing.
Right.
So like, but the point I'm trying to make is that anytime you get time travel, so this show so far has done a pretty good job of kind of like deflecting the deeper questions of like the plot holes that time travel creates. And
Right.
Star Trek is
Well,
well
time
known
travel
for-
will always have time.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Well, except if you watch 12
1 minute
Monkeys.
though.
But-
She was in one timeline and now she's in another.
No,
So
this
she's
is
remembering her memories.
This is a different Borg Queen than the one that we saw in episode 1.
I know. But I don't think that was the same Borg Queen though. I think
It
there's two
wasn't.
different Borg Queens.
Yeah, it was a different
wasn't.
Borg Queen in episode 1 than it was in episode 2, but because of her transspatial
Are
temporal
you
temporal
100%
awareness-
certain of that?
Yes. They
Why?
even said it in the episode.
When did they say that?
They
Yeah,
said
when
it. They said it when basically Seven was explaining like what was going on with the Borg Queen, where she said this is this timeline's Borg Queen, and she is different than the other one, but she's communicating with this spatial temporal awareness.
No, she wasn't
with the other ones.
communicating. No, she was remembering.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like in
remembering,
real time. Yeah,
whatever.
she was-
But it's
yeah.
a different Borg Queen.
Right.
That's
I
why,
remember her
that's
saying
why
the
they
same.
that's why they showed her face, because the Borg Queen in episode 1 was Picard's mom.
I don't think it was Picard.
No.
I don't think it was
If it's
Picard's mom.
Picard's mom,
I will put
not
five.
be here
I will
next
put
week.
$5 on each of you that it was. Borg
I
Queen
will
was
take
Picard's
that
mom.
bet,
I'll
Matt.
take that bet, homie.
I'll take
$5.
it
We
right
got
now.
witnesses.
Wait,
Yeah, I got
what's the
15
bet?
bucks coming up.
Real quick
the-
though, I
$5
think
friendly.
The $5 bet that Matt's putting up for, you're going to have to put out some serious bucks here, Matt. But
hold on, Matt. Real quick though, okay. So I don't think that ability she has is to sense
Thank you, baby.
all of the other timelines, but only the timelines that she is a part of. So she was in one timeline, she was shifted, and now she's tripping out because she's
she's remembering.
They explained in the episode that every Borg Queen has this trans-temporal spatial connection, and that's how they know when stuff changes in the timeline.
No.
As
They didn't
long
say
as
it was a
you're
connection to each
I'm
other.
gonna have to go back and rewatch that because
They didn't
I'm
say that.
telling you.
No, it's the
that's how
scene.
they
It's the
explained
scene
it.
where I know what you're talking about, because it's the scene where Annika's like explaining to her husband and Girardi, and then like at the end of it, she goes,
No,
"So I
no.
hear,"
No,
It's
it-
that
I
scene,
think
right?
I actually
It's
think
not that
Matt's
scene.
correct.
It's not that scene.
No,
I'm not 100%
it's
sure
when
though.
it's when Picard shows up, and
Uh-huh.
and they're talking with the Borg Queen, and that's when it's explained.
Oh, okay. Did anybody else get thrown off by how, maybe it's just me, she looks so different from the other? Like even when they got in Voyager, they didn't get the original actress from First Contact, but it looked a lot like her. This chick looks nothing like any Borg Queen I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't think she needs to be the same chick because
No,
I think we've established
honestly,
that there
I
are different queens.
I think she
Yeah.
was. I think she was fine, and I don't care if they. Some people argue whether there's one Borg Queen or 700 Borg Queens or whatever.
Right.
Maybe they'll talk about that in this show. Maybe they won't.
But
Um,
she just looks so different to me. It threw me off a little.
Well, it's a different Borg Queen. When
Is it?
Yeah, actress.
Okay.
Yeah, when a Borg,
Okay.
when a one queen dies, another drone takes its place.
Okay. See. Okay. All right. Well, then that
Because I
makes
think
sense.
they were
And I'm
actually
almost
setting
positive-
Seven up, right?
that
to be
it's
a-
The problem is
not every species can be a Borg Queen. That's why you see them always look similar.
the problem is that people there's nothing canonically has been firmly established about the whether or not there's one Borg Queen or 750 Borg Queens.
Yeah,
nothing has been hard canonically established. There's just been different actresses playing the Borg Queen.
Right. That was my question.
And-
like, why
and
do you
so-
say that?
So
There-
yeah, so and has always been established as that's the Borg Queen, but we don't know.
See, I always thought that was based off of like bees, where you have like drone worker bees.
Like
in the hive,
it's a
and-
hive with
and-
a
and-
queen.
Yeah, so like each
Right.
hive has its own queen.
But the problem is that's us adding to.
Yeah.
That's our
what we
headcanon.
see.
Like,
Yeah.
but even in season 1, which I know we all want to forget because it's garbage. Like when
Oh come on!
Seven,
Season 1 was a masterpiece. You know it.
you know, man.
hey,
be glad my
space-
mom
space
loves you so
flowers,
much.
Space flowers, man.
Yeah, man. No, that season 1 was terrible. But like Seven, there was some dialogue with Seven when she was gonna, when she kind of became the Borg Queen for a second. That was the first, for me anyway. Like
That was the first
correct me
time
if I'm
we
wrong,
definitively had a different Borg Queen.
yeah,
with
they've
7.
never addressed that before, right? Like, is that what you're
Right.
saying, Mike? Like they've never said that there's more than one. Like I always thought there was only one.
No, I think this is the way I think. Okay, I think that there's one Borg Queen at a time, and when one dies, another one takes its place to become the hive's Borg, the collective.
But you
so
see,
this
here's
Borg Queen
the
that
counter-
we
here's
have
the
here is not the
counter to
one
that.
that banged Data, is what you're telling me.
And here's where I would say the counter argument to the multiple queens being definitively different entities is that when Picard met the Borg Queen in First Contact, as much as I can't stand that movie, and I know that's a whole other topic of discussion.
You don't
but
like First Contact?
no, but
We got to talk. some
I
other
know.
time.
We'll
Yeah.
argue about that one of these days.
Okay.
But when Picard first talks to that Borg Queen, he immediately recognizes her as that Borg Queen,
Right.
the Borg Queen that died on the cube that was destroyed over Earth. And then she said, "You think in such two-dimensional or three-dimensional terms."
Three-dimensional terms. Yeah.
And so she acknowledges that she was the same queen that was on the cube that was destroyed over Earth.
I'm sorry, the cube that launched the little cylinder thing.
No,
sphere.
the cube that was destroyed in Best of Both Worlds is the same queen that was in First Contact.
But they share a collective consciousness. So when she
Right,
said,
but
you think in
Picard
two-dimensional terms-
recognized her as the same person, and she acknowledged she was the same person.
Can I just interject real quick
same
and say,
consciousness, I think.
isn't this awesome? Like
But Picard didn't
listen-
say, "Oh, you're the same consciousness and a different person." He said, "Oh, you're the same person."
I mean,
Yeah.
because
Picard didn't have
if-
some magical ability to look into her.
That's what I'm saying, like,
soul.
I'm
he just
agreeing.
recognized her.
I'm
if you
agreeing with
sense
Mike.
the same
like, yeah.
consciousness, you're not going to assume that it's a different person, right?
Right. It would be like if I came onto the live stream and, I saw some completely different person, but I said, "Oh, wow, you must be Dork Knight because you sound kind of like him." No, I'm not going to do that.
Right. No, I want to say real quick, what a great time to be alive right now. Like we're all talking about Star Trek in like a positive way.
Yeah,
which I
it's
didn't
so
think would
great.
ever it's
We never thought we were going to get that again.
I
did
know,
we?
right? So,
I feel like we're a bunch of teenage dorks. hanging
Welcome
out in
back,
a comic
boys.
book shop.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Now
Well,
let's just hope we
no,
can
no, no.
continue that when Strange New World.
Let's get
comes
back
out.
to Picard, though.
Yeah. So one of the things that really bugged me in this episode was we have Elnor murdering like a bunch of people like right off the bat.
Yeah,
Well, that was kind of his job, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was
mean,
a badass, though, man.
I mean,
I love that.
Please choose to live.
He is a badass ninja character, right? But I always felt like one of the problems with the first season was that he would kill so kind of like casually,
Indiscriminately.
that you would
Cut
think
people's
that
heads
that,
off and shit?
that
That was brutal.
his time
Yeah.
in Starfleet would have tempered that so that he would resort to non-lethal methods.
Well, how much time has passed?
Yeah,
How long
he
has
had
been in
just
Starfleet?
joined though.
like 2 months.
Yeah,
No,
so-
it's been a year and a half.
It had been a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But-
was
It
doing
was a
his
year and a
residency.
half, but didn't he just
But-
join the academy?
But still,
No. He
hold on, guys. Hold on. But still, My issue with it is that we have a main character on a Star Trek show indiscriminately murdering people in very violent ways.
Right.
So I would have liked to have seen, as part of the course correction, a little bit less lethal.
Sure.
methods
They
for this
did, man.
character.
Like he didn't. Are you kidding me? Like Elnor was
Dude, he
just
slit his
snapping
throat.
people. Yeah, but like he didn't cut somebody's head off. You know, like he was
No, yeah.
way more.
He held back until he was ordered to.
He held back by stabbing people in the neck and chest. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but he wasn't
yeah.
doing anything until he was given the go ahead.
I'm just
And
that's true. But if you look at Elnor season 1 and what we've seen so far, season 2, as far as like his murdering or whatever, he has dialed it back a little. Like he,
and I would say it was a desperate move and a necessary move in that particular instance.
Well, there were at least 2 people that he just knocked out, and then there were 2 people that he straight up killed. And
Right.
it was like, if he could have just knocked them out, why not just let him do that? So like that was my biggest issue with this episode was the Elnor murders.
yes, we are.
But
all
you know what?
Yes.
It didn't really. That didn't take me out of the show nearly as much as it did in the first season. It's just as much like
Yeah, because,
Picard, and it's much like Picard and his "I've had enough of your bullshit"
Dude,
moment.
he
It's like
fucking
it didn't.
beheaded a guy in the first season.
I
Like
get that. I'm just saying it. This today didn't take me out.
Yeah, I would say the
episode.
Picard cussing at Q was more of a moment for me than Elnor killing the 2 guys. With Elnor and the 2 guys, to me, that was Elnor kind of just going back to his survival instincts.
Yeah.
And
Especially he just let those dudes beat his ass for like
Right.
2 minutes.
it wasn't like to
He was getting
me
his ass
like
beat for 2 minutes. Yeah.
I think about like season 1 when Seven went on a straight up murder spree in the bar. That was horrible. Right.
Yeah.
This was Elnor basically using the skills that he falls back on from his years and years of training on
That's
with
his
the
base
Romulans.
programming.
What's
Yeah.
it called?
Dork Knight, you have a
the-
good point because he was getting his ass beat.
The kumquat kalash or whatever.
Yeah.
You know the you know the
No, but not only was he getting his ass beat, he was
he was
intentionally-
letting them do that. though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
He let them do that.
which by the way is completely badass in itself.
It's
you know?
so badass. Yeah.
And so he was, he was basically relying on that training in order to survive that moment, and he had to disable those guys, and he fell back on the kumquat training.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is I never looked at that until you said that, Dark Knight, that he was letting them beat him up because he
Yeah.
was
Well,
easily
yeah,
dispatched these guys.
I mean that part was obvious because he needed to distract them while Rafi did her thing.
Right.
And then the minute that they turned down the security system, she was like, "Okay, you can
Yeah,
kill
you got
these guys."
I can't remember what she said.
want
But she
to,
said
I
something.
wanna-
he's
They're
like,
yours.
Kill switch
Okay,
engaged.
yeah.
So I want to go back to something that we haven't talked about yet, just really quick. The speech part where Seven was saying the speech during Eradication Day. Picard was on the stage with the Borg Queen, and he's up there, let me feel your hate and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Picard.
What did you guys think? I thought that scene was really. I thought the production value was really low, and I thought it was really kind of not
Vader,
good. It felt like there was just like a bunch of little CGI people stuck in an audience, and it felt off. It didn't
Vader,
feel
I felt
like
the same way when I was watching it, but I think that is a direct result of COVID restrictions.
You think? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
they were
Shooting a
yeah.
big crowd would be difficult.
Yeah, it did
nowadays.
look. That probably was a COVID thing because out of all the scenes,
I think that was a cut and paste crowd.
Yeah. No, I agree. I felt the same way, Vader.
Because if you look when they zoom in on people in the crowd, you get like a close up of 1
4
or
or
2
5 people. Yeah.
and then like there are 3 people behind them, and you can only have 10 people on in the scene because of COVID restrictions. So like I think that the lackluster feeling of that rally at the end was strictly just because of COVID.
I mean, if they're
Yeah.
doing like a universe-wide eradication day where they're going to, they do this every year where they murder the remaining race of whatever genocide they're working on. It seems like it would be like in a much grander
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
It'd be like
And
in
we
the
all know
middle
how
of,
much fun genocide is.
and like I really thought,
Yeah, right.
because when Q was telling Picard how he killed all those other people in his trophy room,
yeah.
and then like he's about to kill the Borg Queen, and he just pulls out a phaser. I was like, bro, shouldn't you have like a machete or something? I thought,
Yeah,
you
cut her
were
head
gonna
off.
Cut her head off, So
Yeah,
it's like-
sword.
Big scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I would say with the Borg Queen, you probably don't want to take any chances.
Just completely obliterate her.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I can
considering
throw-
she has, those
but they want
two
the skull
giant
for the
scorpion pinchers on her back that she could kill you with in an
Yeah.
instant. So,
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy when she's just a torso, right?
right.
She's nothing below her waist.
She doesn't
So-
have her body. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think back a few days ago when I watched it.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that they left her arms on.
Yeah.
Or at least like the upper body, because remember, isn't the Borg Queen just like
Well, I think
neck
I
and
don't
I'm
think
surprised.
the Borg Queen should do that.
They left her scorpion things on her back.
Yeah, because to Kadish's point, like in First Contact, which apparently you don't like, Mike, which is weird.
I don't
it's
like First
supposed to be-
Contact either.
I fucking love that movie. You guys are crazy. Anyway, but when they take the Borg Queen out, it is just like the top. Like in this show, they give it all the way down to her stomach, but before it's always been like
it's just head and shoulders. in
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
in
yeah.
the-
you
in
know,
First
yeah.
And
Contact.
spine, yeah.
The spinal
and
cord.
spine. So it was different, and like that was a little weird.
Wasn't in
too.
the effects budget.
It was a
I
different
guess.
queen.
Different
is
queen.
that-
Oh yeah, there we go. Back to the different.
Back to
queen
the
thing.
different
Sorry, I'm not going to go back to that, but it was a different queen, guys.
Yeah, not the same queen, I don't think. But
But
I don't know if that queen had
I'm-
the scorpion things though
I'm,
either.
I'm calling it, guys. The queen that we saw with the full face mask in episode 1 is Picard's mom.
Yeah, we heard you,
$5.
bro.
I'm
You-
down.
No, man,
$5.
you're gonna
No,
owe
dude.
$5 to each of you, yeah.
to each. That's
But-
$20,
but
bro.
you-
You're losing
you
20
guys owe
bucks.
me $5 if you lose.
Hey man,
He's-
I'll happily give you $5 if you're right, but I know you're wrong.
Yeah.
So
he,
look at- yeah.
I think you're right. I think she's his mom too.
I think
Oh,
it would
so
be
you're-
cool if the
Vader's
queen
not
there
taking
is
it.
7.
And let me tell you something. If the
Oh,
Borg
that would be
Queen
so
is
sick
Picard's
if it was
mom,
7.
Yeah.
if
Because that means 2 of my theories were right.
Like an alternate reality 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
See,
will
I'd
be
buy
really-
that more.
I will be really upset if the Borg Queen is Picard's mom. Because
Yeah, I think that would be a cheap move. if it
Yeah.
was
it's a
his mom.
really stupid thing, but it would not shock me if she is.
Oh,
Well,
that's
leave
what
it to
I'm
fucking Kurtzman to.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys,
see,
if it was an alternate 7, I'd be so stoked.
Right.
Yeah,
that
that'd be
makes
pretty
to
cool.
me that'd be way cooler.
A
than it being
variant 7
Picard's
would be
mom.
so sick. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So how do you explain the Borg Queen telling Picard exactly what his mom told
Yeah,
him in the
look up.
flashback?
Oh, that's easy.
That's easy because
that's easy. Picard told the queen to say it.
No. Picard was Locutus.
Wait.
Locutus was assimilated. They know everything that's in that dude's
Yeah, so
brain. The
Dork
Borg
Knight-
Queen knows everything.
Dork Knight, I agree with you. But
Yeah.
Salty Trekker, can you please explain what Picard
Sure.
told her to say?
Absolutely. That rift was a rift in space time. That Borg ship is unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Oh my god!
That
This is
bo-
timey-wimey bullcrap.
Yep. That Borg ship came from the altered timeline to plead to Picard to go back and fix the timeline. And
Oh.
Picard told them to say that to convince him to help.
Fucking bingo, bro.
He didn't-
Yeah, that's
he-
good.
Right
Wait,
now.
he wasn't convinced to help. He initiated the self.
He was almost convinced when
And
the
Q
Borg
came
Queen
in.
said that.
Yeah, but he
And
had
then
nothing to do
Q
with it.
said, "This is your penance for not listening, you ass."
Yeah.
But Q set it all up.
Q had to save the day because
Yeah.
he wasn't listening.
Exactly.
And bro, remember on that first episode, she was not killing anyone; she was stunning them.
Yeah.
They made a point of saying
Which,
that.
which
Yeah.
was which was very uncharacteristic for Borg. Like
Yeah.
they never did that.
So
in
the
past.
Borg didn't change the timeline. Q didn't change the time. Q shifted them all back, but the timeline's been messed up from some alternate person we have not seen yet. Or
You think?
party.
Why do you say that? Because
I
Q
think
even
Q
said
may have
that he-
changed the timeline.
Yeah, I thought
but
it was
I
Q
think that the Borg came through to try and beg Picard to help.
No,
Yeah.
I think Q, when Picard didn't listen to his own advice, I think Q is giving
So-
him
So this is interesting.
a,
right?
a fresh load. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like reload the game.
I
This
got a
is
fresh
interesting.
load
So,
for
so
you.
Salty Trekker, let's assume that your theory is correct.
Yes.
And this season is about Picard making up for that mistake of killing everything and trying to help the Borg, who are at the mercy of the Confederation. Now, if that's true, what if season 3 is the Federation versus the Confederation, where we have a mirror image battle between like evil
That could be
Picard
because
and
they
regular
did say
Picard.
season 2, season 3 are an arc together
They are.
that
And they
will
just
finish off Picard.
before you joined us, I had just mentioned that I read the other day they literally just finished principal photography on season 3. So
Yeah, that'd be.
And I don't know if you guys follow Trek Yards at all?
No.
So Captain Foley is good friends with Doug Drexler, who's been working on Picard, the one of the VFX guys. And he was like, yeah, you know, if you liked what you've seen so far in season 2, yeah, season 3 is going to blow you away.
God,
See, Michael, my biggest issue here is that I've been conditioned to just assume the worst for the Star Trek writing.
Oh,
room.
sure.
Because of the last 20 years.
And so when I hear theories like yours, which are fantastic,
oh, I know, and then something
I'm like
happens.
this is far too smart for the people currently running Star Trek.
Yeah,
to
it's like
think
you
of.
earlier. You're
Well, you
writing
also
better
have to
shit than they
consider,
are,
like,
you
people
know?
like Drexler. You need to look up his resume. If you don't know who Doug Drexler is, you need to look up his resume. And he has been on some great stuff. Like, he was one of the big guns behind Battlestar Galactica. He's worked on Trek before. He is he's been involved in some of the stuff you absolutely love. And so if he's involved in Picard season 2 and season 3, then that gives me a lot more confidence. And
Yeah, I'm always assuming the worst from Star Trek shows.
And maybe that's why
nowadays.
we're so happy with season 2. Because
You know, you guys, every Star Trek theory I put out, I get hundreds of comments that say exactly what you said.
Right.
A great theory, but they're not smart enough to go with this idea.
Right. Yeah. But you know what? I understand that trepidation, but at the same time, look, I know it's hard to think this way. I get it, but Alex Kurtzman, as much as you may not like some of his choices and everything, he's not a moron. He just
Bullshit.
he's not. You know, he's not stupid. He's not a moron. He's not incapable of making a decent enough movie or a decent enough TV show.
You're right. You made Limitless. I like that show.
He's just, you know, he just doesn't get Trek.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And so, you know, and that's where I get a little frustrated when people say, oh, he's not smart enough to do it. It's not a matter of him being smart enough. It's just a matter of him getting the right people on the project that understand the franchise.
No, I agree with you because there's other stuff that Alex Kurtzman has done that I actually enjoy. But I don't think he knows Trek.
Right.
But there's other shows he's made that are absolutely great.
So yeah, and I get a little tired of and don't get me wrong. Look, I'll bash Discovery all day long, and I don't have a problem with that. But I'm a little tired of some of the hate directed at Kurtzman himself, because
I think it's also important.
He didn't even start this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
I think it's also important to note that Kurtzman, you know, he's just cursorily involved with like this season of Picard and Discovery at this point. Like he's more the guy who's kind of jumping around between projects, but he doesn't have any real direct involvement with a lot of these.
He's like
seasons.
the CEO of Trek.
Yeah.
Right.
And so these executive producers and stuff, they're the ones that are, you know, Kurtzman is just the guy that says, yeah, make the show.
Here's a fun fact that a lot of people don't know. Kurtzman was not the person behind Discovery. It was actually Brian Fuller. And Brian Fuller's vision was the vision that we saw in season 1. And Kurtzman has gone forward with that vision from there. And I don't know if he's trying to course correct or what. I don't know.
He's improved the show overall.
I actually have a big kind of article series on Medium about the whole like kind of evolution of Star Trek and the civil war that was fought between CBS and Paramount. And I think in my 4th article or 5th article, I go into the behind the scenes thing of what happened with Brian Fuller, because you know I actually talked to a lot of people I knew who worked at Paramount during that time. They kind of gave me some inside info about it and Alex Kurtzman's involvement. And there was a lot of stuff that was going wrong for Kurtzman's career at that time, and he actually had to fall back and go full into Star Trek if he wanted to keep his career alive. And so I don't have the faith in Kurtzman that you guys seem to, because I still think he's a hack. He's a hack of the worst degree, and giving him full charge of Star Trek is the wrong move, in my opinion. It always has been.
I don't think he knows how to do Trek. All I'm saying is I've seen TV shows that he produced that were good.
And I also think, well, and this is a problem, and I hope that now that it's Paramount, you see, here's the biggest problem to me with the Trek franchise, is they're not trying to make Star Trek. They're trying to make NCIS in space.
Right. Yeah.
Because NCIS is currently the most popular television show in America. And that is, by the way, a CBS show. And so
CBS has a very kind of like strict formula that they want all their shows to kind of follow.
Right. And they work. They make them tons of money on, because NCIS, like I said, is the most popular show, and it's been running for 20 years. And so if they replicate that in space and make Star Trek Discovery, and we don't know the numbers, so we don't know how many people are actually watching it. But if it's working, it works. If it's not, we don't know. They won't tell us. But but that seems to be what they're trying to do. They're not interested in making sci-fi adventures. They're interested in, will people watch NCIS in space?
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like this feels more like a sci-fi adventure to me. This feels
Picard,
a little more,
you mean?
Yeah, Picard.
Yes.
Picard. Yeah.
Which is that's what's strange. That's what's like, wow, this is actually Star Trek. What's going on?
Right. I feel like we're getting at least some semblance of an adventure here, with a lot of really good Star Trek trappings. It's like I said last week, they've got the look and the feel back to where it should be, even right down to like the correct noise and sound design of the red alerts and they're using
if only Patrick Stewart was about 20 years younger.
Right.
That'd be great.
For sure. This if they would have started out season 1 with the story like this, we'd be singing a whole different tune right now.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned.
The sound effects really are better.
This isn't Discovery. It's like this show, I feel like they've taken at least some of our criticisms and notes and kind of made a little bit of a course correction. Whereas Discovery is still going down that whole nonsense hole. It's trash.
That's absolute nonsense right now.
Yeah, but with this show, I feel like it's like something different is going on a little bit over there, and it's kind of fun to see. So
Terry Metalis, man, I'm convinced he's a good showrunner, because I love 12 Monkeys, and this dude started in the business on Star Trek.
12 Monkeys is the best time travel show I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because they handled time travel in a way that didn't create plot holes or logic gaps.
And that is hard to do.
It is very hard to do. Star Trek has a long history of mishandling time travel. Right. So, anything that he does in the time travel realm with this show is going to have some nitpicky problems with it. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief, but my writer brain just kind of like, TransTemporal Awareness and all that other bullshit. Like it just goes off. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna shut this down.
Star Trek's not even consistent about which model of time travel they want to use.
Yeah.
And that's what's really frustrating for me. Are we doing a singular universe kind of time travel, or are we doing a multiverse style of time travel? Well, just depends on what episode we're doing.
Well, I think with the Kelvin timeline, it's firmly established that it's the multiverse, right?
Right, because Kelvin timeline is active in parallel with the Prime universe, and it's like, okay, fine, but then does that mean all time travel is a multiverse, or is it just the Kelvin time? Then we get episodes like Parallels, but then we get episodes like City on the Edge of Forever, but then we get episodes, now we have stuff like what's going on in Picard. Is Picard, did it change reality, or is Picard in an alternate universe? They keep jumping back and forth between all this stuff. and they don't know how to make it.
Michael, do you think that part of the reason that they're doing time travel this season is to try to bring the Kelvin timeline back into the fold somehow, where like, they can like kind of consolidate all these different like weird things that were created by J.J. Abrams' strange decision to do this?
Matt, they do that in comic books all the time, bro.
They do, but I don't think that's a concerted effort at this point.
They just did it in Spider-Man, you know?
Because I'm honestly, the Kelvin timeline has nothing to do with next gen anyway. You know, if they're, you know, because it's all TOS timeline, and right now the only TOS era show is Strange New Worlds, and so if they were going to do that, they'd have to do it with Pike.
Have you guys seen that trailer they just released where Pike's looking like a...
Did you want to talk about that, Vader?
Yeah, we can talk. Let's wrap up this episode really quick.
So, you mean where Pike looks just like Vader?
Yeah, where he's all bearded and gray and on a horse and shit.
It looks like they're pulling him out of retirement kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just really quick, at the end of this Picard episode,
big cliffhanger.
They what?
Big cliffhanger.
Yeah, the big cliffhanger as they all get beaten up to the ship. They start to take off, and Seven's husband and his goons beam onto the ship, and you know,
worst
put your hands up, blah blah blah. Then we cut to the credits, and it's like, oh my god, them so. Oh, and Eleanor got stabbed, right? So
he got shot.
He got shot.
Fatally looking at him
wounded,
like that murdering little bastard. He got his. So you know, at least he's paying a little bit of a price here. So
I kind of hope they just kill him off because he's not a very interesting.
Wow, man!
What?
Dang,
wow, I like Eleanor. What? Oh,
no, we killed Girardi if we're going to kill anybody.
First of all, who's going to get the one ring to Mordor if they kill? I mean, sorry.
Also, don't you think Seven could have done better than the first magistrate? I feel like, you know, she could have married a handsomer man or something.
Yeah, it might have been like a marriage by you know,
a political marriage or
something. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the problem with the cliffhanger there is the resolution is way too obvious. The Queen is going to take them, either beam them off the ship or do something to neutralize them.
So you guys said none of you guys have seen the trailer for the next episode, huh?
I have.
No.
You have? Okay. So yeah, it looks like, I mean, I kind of wish I hadn't watched it, but that cliffhanger ain't going to be shit because apparently the Borg Queen takes over the ship and, you know, makes shit happen.
I really feel like this should be a bingeable series. You know, like I hate the fact that they're doing a week-to-week thing on this.
You're just spoiled, man. You're just
I'm not spoiled. It's a different experience because if you're making like an 8-hour movie, let us binge it. You know.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
And I'll say this because I've been, just because of some of the stupid medication I take for the MS that I have, I sometimes have trouble sleeping. And the other night I couldn't sleep. And after watching episode 2 of Picard, I was like, you know what? I'm going to revisit season 1. And
why would you do that to yourself?
No. Check this out. I rewatched the entire first half of season 1 in one night.
Do you see Destiny's comment? That's a good comment.
I didn't see it. It was I was a Robert Beltran.
Chakotay.
That would have been actually a great little Easter egg to do that.
That would have been dope. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
that would have been a stretch though.
Yeah.
Why? I think I'd love to see an evil Chakotay.
Oh yeah, evil Chakotay. Come on.
I mean, I would like to see evil Chakotay, but it would be a stretch that she happened to
and they would have come on, do some Voyager writing. My tribe would have eradication day.
Also, I'll just say this. Robert Beltran, no one in the Star Trek production likes working with him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've heard he was difficult to work with.
He never knew his lines. He'd show up late. So like a lot of people.
There were two sides to the story.
Have you ever seen him? I met him at a Star Trek convention. It might have been the same one I met you at, Kadish. And he had like long hair, and he was like, I don't know. I thought he was a super chill, cool guy.
So I know people who worked on Voyager, and the stories they would tell me about working with him were never very good. They said that he's cool with the fans, but when he was on set, like he just had no respect for his coworkers, and so people don't like working with him, and that's why they don't bring him back. In fact, Voyager was going to be a lot more Chakotay centric, and because of their issues with him, they transitioned away from Chakotay.
Right. Well, that's a shame.
And then, but then he complains because Chakotay didn't have much to do.
And that was by design. That was his fault.
Anyway, what I was say though is I watched half of season 1, and it's actually a lot easier to watch as a binge.
It is
than it was week to week.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched season 1 right before season 2 premiered.
Why would you guys do? I'll never watch.
It's actually a better show as a binge. I know that sounds. It's still not great
because I make YouTube videos about Star Trek, guys.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it's a better show as a binge watch than it is as a week to week.
Yeah, most shows are.
It's better. It's still bad, but it's better.
If it's not episodic television, I agree. Like like Kadish said, if it's like an 8-hour long movie, then let us binge it. Well, but if they made it like TNG was back in the day, the week to week wouldn't be.
If we're not covering a show for the podcast, I will wait until all the episodes have aired and then binge it.
Yeah, that's why I really hope they stick to the Strange New Worlds as episodic, because I am tired of the serialized crap.
I want episodic so bad. Please,
me too, man.
That's what they're supposedly doing, right?
I really hope
that's what they said. So we'll see in a month.
I mean, even if they have like an overarching, like long
or 2 months
arc that ties them in, I mean, they can still do episodic television,
right?
I mean, that's what they did with like Stargate and stuff, right? That'd be fine. So,
the real issue when it comes to episodic, like week to week TV, is that these streamers are so hungry for content. If they put out the binge, like it's over within like a week or two.
Right.
If they stretch it out, they don't have to produce as much content for the audience that's paying for the streaming. So
which I get that, but then do episodic content, and you can do like mini arcs. Like they did on they did on Voyager,
or
and they
TND,
did on PS9.
Like if it was like that at the end of the episode, it'd be like to be continued. You know what I mean? Or they, especially in like like Deep Space Nine was probably the first one that kind of they were ahead of the curve with the
Deep Space Nine had the Dominion War arc, and Voyager had several, and Enterprise had several short arcs that would go between 2 and 4 episodes long. And those were fine.
Even the original series did too.
Well, the original series actually only had
they had two-parters. I mean, one was the repurposed pilot.
That was the only 2-parter.
That was the only 2-parter?
Yeah, that was the only 2-parter of the original series.
Oh, okay. I gotta rewatch my TOS, man.
Oh yeah, I'm a TOS demon, man.
Why don't we all go around the panel and just give people our overall thoughts of episode 2 of Picard? Vader, let's start with you.
No, let's start with me. Real quick. I enjoyed it. I did. I thought it was a little bit hokey in some parts. I didn't like how they I didn't like the way they inserted the cast, but I understand that they have to get him there somehow. Particularly, I didn't like Seven's story. The rest of them seemed pretty okay, I guess. But making Seven the president, I really thought was kind of weird. And and it's like you said with the whole eradication day and some of the stuff just seemed a little contrived. But if we can chalk that stuff up to COVID and whatever, then that's fine. I'm interested. I want to see how it goes. I'm still on the fence with this show. I'm not completely buying in yet. I'm completely shell-shocked and gun-shy when it comes to this series. Still.
Would you say you're cautiously optimistic or cautiously? What did Katie say last? Cautiously pessimistic.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. Because my brain immediately wants to just start flaming this show, but I want to give it a chance because I'm a lifelong trekker, and I need Star Trek to be watchable again. I do.
Doesn't this give you hope though? Like this panel is talking about it.
It does. This just feels like the same conversation I've had with all of my nerd friends over the last 40 years. So this is we used to have a birthday party for Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. When nerds get together at the comic book shop, and we'd have Orion green cake, and we'd talk about Star Trek all day, just like we're doing right here, right now. And it was so much fun. And this is what I miss. This is what I miss about the fandom.
Yeah,
nerds coming together and talking about Star Trek. It just doesn't happen anymore.
And we're not shitting on it the whole time
without a bunch of people just trashing it. And I'm trying really hard not to do that. And so as far as the show goes, cautiously pessimistic, I think, is a good way to put it. Yeah, I want it to be good, and so far I don't dislike it enough to say that. So yeah, I'm in so far.
So would you say, do you have a little hope? At least
a little, not a lot. I'm
Okay.
gonna say it. I don't have a lot of hope because
Rebellions are built on hope.
just discovering.
I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
they still have shows like Discovery out there pushing pushing me to my very.
What is your
edge of my
address? I need to
existence.
come there and punch you in the face.
Well,
You
you're
got
not
it.
in Vegas. Don't worry.
You already
about
got my address. You sent me some
Oh,
logos.
that's right. I'm gonna send you some poison salt now.
Yeah, Vader,
Anthrax.
Discovery really does hit all your trigger points, doesn't
Oh God, it's the
I
worst.
fucking
It's
hate
the worst.
Discovery. We were talking about it before
So
we
bad.
came into the
It's so
chat.
bad.
Like I can't even. I got a couple episodes.
I'm gonna send you a box set of Discovery. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god! Don't waste your money, bro.
So Vader, final thoughts on this episode?
It's like I'm in. I'm optimistic. So yeah, it was okay. That's all I'm gonna say. It was okay.
Brian, what are your thoughts on this episode?
A safe galaxy is a human galaxy.
Make the galaxy great again.
I like how they made him Uncle Sam when he was pointing at him. Remember that?
I am cautiously optimistic. I love the first 2 episodes. I can't wait for next week. You know how long it's been since I've been excited about a TV show the following week?
Let alone
years.
Star Trek, right?
Let alone Star Trek.
Yeah,
It's been decades for Star Trek.
Yeah. Same boat, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm stoked. This is great. Something
right.
like another reason not to kill myself this week.
I gotta live at least till
Wow,
May.
that's harsh, man. That's harsh.
I gotta live till Thursday, guys.
All right.
He's not gonna kill himself.
That's hilarious, you guys. I would rather catch an STD than watch STD. That's your brother, right, Matt?
That is my brother. Yes,
All right.
we've been snarky for life.
So Danny, final thoughts on this episode? What do you think?
I think I'm on the same page with Brian. I'm way more. I'm cautiously optimistic, not pessimistic. I've enjoyed the hell out of these 2 episodes. I think the whole I've tried to do the eternal sunshine of a spotless mind with season 1. I just try not to even think about it, and I enjoy this. The example, I was talking to a friend the other day, and I don't know if you guys agree, but Rogue One to me made A New Hope even fucking better.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
Mhm.
Totally because when you watch A New Hope after watching Rogue One, you get why Vader is so pissed and why he like in the beginning of that movie. It made it better. Whereas I feel like season 1 of Picard makes so far. I know we've only got 2 episodes, and please don't fuck it up. I'm enjoying it, but season 1. If you makes it worse. Like if I have friends that haven't seen any of Picard yet, I would literally be like, "Hey, just start at season 2, episode 1." Like you don't need to.
Right. It's so rare that a prequel actually makes the next movie better.
Yeah, it really is rare. In
Rogue One is this very special movie in that regard.
It really is. Like it's one of the only movies I think that's ever done that. But as far as back to Picard, I even I've had no shame in talking about my hate for Girardi, but she had this one scene that was fucking hilarious where she was she starts babbling about, I think it's the second scene with the husband in the
so she's telling the first magistrate this story about
her excuse for why she was late.
Yeah,
that was good. Why
the president and Picard are in there with a prisoner,
right? With a prisoner, yeah. That was, and she just goes off on this and it was so. I don't know. I actually love that scene, and it's my favorite scene she's ever been in, and it made me not hate her as much. Because usually when I see her on screen, I'm like, God, I hate that.
Oh, here we go again. Yeah,
but then she starts airing her relationship problems with Rios.
So
I'm just like, okay, I completely forgot about her great scene, and now again.
There's she's a lot of cringeworthy stuff, but
at least they didn't hug it out and get in touch with their feelings like they do every 5 minutes on Disco. So
right,
that was fun.
But I liked. I actually wish I hadn't watched the trailer for episode 3. because it kind of ruins the cliffhanger for me. The thing about watching TV is the way I judge television usually is like, does it make me want to watch the next episode? And what's so funny?
There really is no cliffhanger. Everybody lives and they continue on. With
I know, but like as soon as I was done watching it, I literally said out loud, and this is why my dumbass went on YouTube and searched out the trailer for episode 3. It was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see next week. I got to know what happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with last week. And I haven't had that with Star Trek since my kid was in kindergarten.
Since
he's
Enterprise
23.
for me.
Yeah, exactly. Since Enterprise. And so I'm
it's been 20 years
stoked.
almost, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
2004.
84 years.
Yeah, so I'm on board. Please don't fuck it up. I hope I'm excited. Like and it's been a long time since I could say
It's
that.
been a long road.
Oh, don't do that. Stop it now. I'm going to ram my fist into your stomach and pull out your goddamn spine.
All right, so Michael, why don't you give us your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely cautiously optimistic on this. I'm really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. If this were the beginning of the series, and this were just all that there was of Picard, I'd be like, oh wow, this is a good show. If there was no such thing as Discovery and this was just new Trek, I'd be like, oh cool, Trek is back.
Yeah,
Right. Unfortunately, we've had 4 seasons of Discovery and a season of Picard, and so I can't say Trek is back. I can say it looks like Trek could come back.
They're trying to course correct, maybe.
Yeah, and so, but we'll see what happens with the rest of the season. We'll see if Strange New Worlds is any good. My big trepidation with Picard season 2 right now is really going to be how much time are they going to spend in 2024? Because I know the time they spend in 2024 is going to be played for laughs. We've seen in the trailer for the season where they're like, oh, haha, they're going to steal a police car. Haha, they're going to have zany antics in the 21st century.
They're trying to replicate the formula from Voyage Home. We talked about
Right.
that last week.
And I get it. They're going to do silly things. And, oh, look, they have future tech and they don't know how to, use an ATM or whatever. They're going to do stupid things. And
do we know how many episodes there are in this season?
I think 10.
I believe there are
right?
8.
Oh, 8. Okay. So if
yeah.
they spend 1 or 2 episodes in the 21st century, fine. If they spend more than 3 full episodes in the 21st century, I'm going to start to get pissed.
I think you're going to get pissed, bro, because I have a feeling they're going to spend at least, if there's only 8 and we've already got 2, I think they're going to spend 4 and
if they spend,
and give us the last 2 back in the future. That's kind of what I think.
See because I want to see what the heck is with that giant Borg star-shaped ship.
Michael, you were right. It is 10 episodes.
Oh, it is 10. Okay, good. Oh, cool.
Okay, so I want to see what's up. Because that future Borg ship creeped me the F out.
That was pretty gnarly.
They actually, for the first time since freaking Best of Both Worlds, made the Borg scary again.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Totally agree.
so I'm like, yes, give me that. Give me that. And so sure. Okay. You can give me an episode of zany antics in the 21st century. Fine. But give me that Borg. I want to see that Borg, So yeah.
I gotta say real quick,
it would be cool. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, man. You know what? I'm just realizing this is the first Trek since Enterprise created by a Star Trek veteran.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time we have an actual showrunner who history involves Star Trek. Terry Matalas worked on 2 different Star Trek series. We haven't had that.
By the way,
not since Enterprise, we haven't, because everybody else involved has just been.
There's one other interesting thing I forgot I needed to point out, and I just think this is really interesting. Is that so? Something happened in the past, right? They're going to go back and try to fix it. That messed up the timeline, so the Earth is now a brutal totalitarian regime, a militaristic regime.
Worse than the Borg.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's horrible, right? And and Picard appears to be one of the leaders of Earth. He is a general, and the entire planet is covered with some kind of bizarre shielding, right?
Mm-hmm.
The life support.
Yeah.
And it looks identical to Earth in Discovery.
Yeah, it does.
Why do you got to keep bringing up Discovery?
No,
Wait,
think
wait,
about
wait,
that.
Wait,
No, it does.
you have a good point.
Earth in Discovery is run by a general and is covered by shielding. It's the exact same thing, and it's a totalitarian government.
Oh, snaps.
Yep.
Oh, wait, you're right. You're right.
Shit.
Oh, wait. Salty Trigger. Wait. They also use that same hex shielding.
Yeah,
in
it's the
Discovery
same
future.
dang thing.
And in this
Oh.
alternate timeline, they
I
were
hate-
not using that shielding, though, when Picard was in the regular timeline. But then they go into this timeline, and they're using that weird...
So when you do a video
shielding.
about this, Brian, you better
Oh
give
my
Salty
God,
Trekker some
Discovery is
credit.
in that timeline.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
what it
No
is.
wonder Discovery sucks. It's a shitty timeline.
Thank God. Oh, it's not.
That's
It's
it.
not. It's not that it's in the future. It's literally not even here anymore.
Discovery is in the Q
So
timeline.
Picard is trying to erase Discovery.
Yes. Yes. Do it.
I mean, bro, you have a good point though. They use
That
the
is
same
awesome.
exact kind of shielding. The entire planet's covered in a shield, and it's run by a general.
Look at
Dude,
it.
I don't know, man.
Well, wasn't there like a planetary shield in the first season over like the Romulan, refugee world? That
Yes,
use that
but
same-
but not over Earth.
Not over Earth.
But I mean, like maybe planetary shields are just like that's the model for planetary shields.
Well,
or
no,
something like
because
that.
Q even said because I think they were trying to sneak in some kind of climate change bullshit
Right.
or whatever. I just ignored it. But Q had a line where he was like, in your timeline, humanity came together and stopped killing Earth. In this one, they just put it on life support or something like that. Yeah, so. I think
Right,
that's why
but-
they established the need for the shield. I don't think it's like a shield for like how
It's probably to
starships have
protect
shield.
from the solar rays.
Yeah,
or
it's
some
more
crap
like
that.
yeah.
But at the same time, it looks a lot like the planetary shielding
does.
that we see
does.
in Discovery.
yeah, it does. It actually
sure.
does. Now that you
Why
point
do
it
the
out.
shields in Discovery, the shields in the alternate timeline, and the shields in Prodigy all have that weird hexagon shape, when the shields in every other version of Star Trek doesn't?
Yeah, it's like a bubble. I don't know, man. Maybe they're
Technologically advancement.
no,
Technological
maybe that
advance-
is maybe it is a signal for that's the Kelvin timeline.
See, so hopefully when Picard fixes the timeline, Discovery ceases to exist.
One can only hope.
All right, so let's talk.
Maybe the DMA is actually Picard fixing the timeline.
That would be great. That would be great.
Matt, what's your final thoughts on the show?
So I want more of the first 10 minutes of this show. I want
Yeah,
more
with
Q and
you.
Picard.
Yeah.
So far, I'm enjoying it. I haven't seen anything these last 2 episodes that makes me hate the season so far, but I'm still cautiously pessimistic about it. All right, so Vader, let's talk about the Strange New Worlds trailer that premiered yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get everyone's impressions on it.
Can we show it, or will that get you demonetized?
That'll get us.
That'll
get
get
us
us-
good.
Okay, never mind then. All right,
That's
I think it'd be
called
cool.
a-
to
that's
I'm
see
called
it.
gonna
reaction video.
watch it again right now just to refresh myself.
Yeah, it's
here.
only like a minute. It's good.
So we basically got the first 2 seconds is like hell on wheels. Basically, it's just Anson Mount looking grizzled and westerny.
Looking like
he
Vader.
looks like Matt Vader. He looks exactly like Matt Vader.
Well, much less in shape, though.
Yeah, and much less handsome. I'm
It's
sure.
Matt Vader after 4 years of keto.
I need to get going on something. Yeah, that's for
Hey,
sure.
bro. We'll
Now you
talk.
said it premiered yesterday?
Yeah, it
Couple
dropped
days ago.
yesterday.
Well, because I see one from like 3 days ago.
No, it was March 9th is when it came out. It's
Yeah.
like 4
So
days
like
ago.
you
Okay,
said, like
so
3 days
yeah,
ago.
you're confusing me, bro. That's
Yeah.
like,
All right, well, it dropped this week. How's that?
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
That's
well,
good.
there's a difference between this week and yesterday.
Guys, don't mess with his OCD brain. He'll be dwelling on this all day. Okay.
All right,
Breaking
so
my-
so we got a lot of Anson Mount in this trailer.
Right, with his
We-
log cabin and
I love
but on
the-
an alien planet.
I love all the
Pla-
little tiny callbacks, or you guys call them member berries, I guess, in the
Yeah.
trailer with the sound effects and the music.
Can I just say
and-
I hate that term now?
Yeah, I'm
Which
not
one?
big on it.
It was
Remember
funny
it.
on South Park, but I'm getting tired of it. I'm really getting
Everybody
tired.
says
It's
it,
now
you
like
know?
a pop culture term. It's not.
It is.
It's
Thank
just
you
So
for
what
the
they
suck.
call it.
I'll just say my general impression of this trailer was that it was extremely underwhelming. It did not get me excited for the series. I thought, like, seeing Anson Mount's cool. I'm an Anson Mount fan. I actually got to meet him at the Star Trek convention one year. He's a very cool guy.
He was a very nice guy.
Yeah, and but overall, like this teaser didn't do what it should be doing, which is getting me excited for more. Like it just felt like images that don't really relate to one another for like a storyline that we know isn't going to go anywhere.
I'm having
So-
deja vu. Did we argue about this in Discord? Like,
We
cause
did a little bit.
okay, yeah, because I freaking loved the
I
trailer.
mean, I liked it, but it didn't feel like a trailer. It felt like
I had the whole
it
opposite
felt like an
reaction.
Instagram promo or something.
It,
Well,
it-
Yeah.
so
to
for
me, it felt like an announcement trailer,
Right.
not a trailer that you get just a couple of months before.
well, it is
premiered.
called a teaser, so it's actually
it's a teaser.
technically not the trailer. It's a
So
teaser.
it's not the trailer. Okay, so
And
that
it's-
makes
it's-
sense.
and it's only like a minute long.
So there's no
and-
story
right,
there
but
yet.
the show comes out May 5th.
Yeah,
Like, compare this to the Obi-Wan trailer. The Obi-Wan trailer shows you what that show's about.
That
You
shit
know what's
gave me
funny is
goosebumps, man.
I had zero interest in watching Obi-Wan, and then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, oh, it looks like I'm a Star Wars fan again.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what trailers are supposed to do.
Right.
Yes.
So the Obi-Wan, but you know what? The Obi-Wan trailer doesn't give you it doesn't give you spoilers, but you
No.
see enough to where you're like, okay, I get it. I'm going to watch this show, right?
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, like you said, it shows you some disjointed images, and you're like, okay, it's a pretty show, but what's it about?
It's about okay. So my takeaway is totally opposite of you guys. For me, it's all about Pike. Because if you watched which I guess my favorite season of Discovery is the one Pike was in. Was that season 2? I think.
Yeah.
Too.
And
I
then,
did love Pike.
and he knows already
like
his
Pike, too.
future. Remember, like when he was with
he
that
knows how
Klingon dude?
he's going to end up in the chair.
So, and this looks like maybe that messed with him, and he's like retired because the first shot of him is like he's got like that gnarly ass beard
he's
going
Matt
on.
Maybe
Vader.
he's trying to avoid his future.
Well,
Maybe.
I'll
And
say
I feel like
this.
this is like them pulling him back in. That's what.
I'll say this: out of all the new Trek that we've gotten so far, Anson Mount as a captain of a Federation ship is the most exciting character I think that we could have gotten. Because he's new, he's different. He's
No,
not
that's just
evil.
because he's a white man. That's the only reason.
Oh
like-
God, I hate it. I hate it.
Well, Lorca
People
was a
on Twitter
white
say
man
that.
too.
I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with color of his skin. It's the way he acts. It's his energy levels.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he exudes captain.
Lorca,
Right.
Lorca was a white man too, but
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Nobody liked him, right?
Nobody liked him.
So like,
No,
I
there's
liked
something
Lorca
there's
until he
something
turned
about
into a stupid mirror universe fascist douchebag.
Yeah.
Well, I liked Lorca for the 20 minutes we saw him acting like a captain, and then he wasn't a captain anymore.
Yeah. What I got out of this trailer or this teaser is just I didn't get a lot. I felt like just something that they could cut a
Right.
couple 30-second clips at and
It
make
felt
a TV
incomplete.
and make a TV commercial out of it and
Yeah.
go, hey, Pike's starting his show, and it's going to be like a 30-second commercial that we're going to see during an episode of The View or something.
I felt like Rebecca Romaine's voiceover didn't really tell us anything.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like background noise.
But
Oh my
at
God,
the
I
same time,
didn't even know that was her voice.
Yeah, that was number one.
Yeah.
Wow, man, like
Danny, you get overly excited about a lot of stuff, though.
I guess, dude,
So-
maybe I'm just more I'm not as salty as you guys. I'm sorry. No, it got me excited. I feel like it's going to be a Pike show. That I feel like
That's because it is a Pike show.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and like
that's kind of the point.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm into.
yeah,
you know?
but we're just talking about the trailer, Danny. The
Yeah.
trailer itself.
well, I know the trailer for me, like it
I'm
establishes.
excited for the show. I'm just the teaser just didn't do anything for
Really?
me.
Yeah.
No, I love
agree.
the whole I felt like it painted a picture in my mind. Maybe this is like just me, like reading a book and doing my own interpretation. But it starts out with him. He's obviously he's way more gray. He's got the long hair, the long beard. He's like at home doing his thing. He's a cowboyish kind of guy.
It was
Yeah,
basically
we
Hell
saw
on
the
Wheels.
trailer. We know what's in it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying for me, it was like, so they're establishing with that beginning that he's not captain and shit anymore. He's retired or home or
Maybe
He's
he just went on vacation for a couple of months and grew a beard.
Yeah, I don't think they've established anything in that one.
They haven't established anything.
His hair,
honestly,
your hair don't grow that long in a couple months.
Honestly,
Guys,
I thought I was watching a trailer for a new season of Hell on Wheels at the start of this.
Okay.
Guys, there is going to be a
You agree.
trailer by the end of Picard. There'll be a trailer.
Oh yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Maybe by the end of Discovery. I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
sure.
because
when
maybe
Picard
I don't know
ends,
about by
this
the end of
start.
Picard, but because Picard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Probably by the end of Discovery. When Discovery ends, I bet you it ends with a trailer.
With the trailer for Strange New Worlds. I would agree with that because
I hope so, but because we need something. We need something more than here's some pretty planets and here's a.
Well, I mean, as
explosion.
soon as Picard ends, it's going straight into Strange
Straight
New
into
Worlds, right?
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
Just they're
so-
doing the.
Well,
Disney
actually,
Plus
Strange
model.
New Worlds will overlap by 3 episodes, just
Okay,
like
so that
Picard
means
is.
that the trailer will be in the last episode of Discovery. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Wasn't the last episode of Discovery like next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see it next
Yeah.
week.
But
So
nobody
next
watches
Saturday, we'll be talking
Discovery.
about the real trailer.
Yeah.
Nobody watches Discovery, so nobody's going to see the trailer.
And it
I
makes-
watch it.
Oh, there
I'll
we
watch
go.
the
There it
trailer on
is.
YouTube.
Hold on, it makes
I
sense
have
that
to.
The teaser launches the week before the trailer. That's a very common occurrence.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. They bookended, and not to harp on this trailer and why I liked it so much, they bookended it with Pike. The very last shot, if I remember correctly,
Right,
is
it's
him
Pike looking out the window.
looking
That's
out the
because
window.
he's the captain of the show, man. It's a Pike show.
It's a good. It's nice. Look,
I'm
I
stoked
like
for it.
Pike.
I'm stoked.
Everybody likes Pike. I
Everybody.
get it,
Yeah.
you know, but
So we're kind of breezing over the fact that we also got to see the new version of Spock in this trailer, at least from behind.
Did
Yeah.
we?
oh
from
yeah,
back-
look
yeah.
at that Spock.
Can I be
Good.
honest? That's the one thing I'm worried about in this show.
I didn't even remember seeing Spock in the
It's
trailer.
funny
When
'cause
was
it's
he in the
like-
trailer?
You just see him butt naked from the back.
I'm
What?
excited to see Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, go
I'm
look at the
excited to see
trailer
Pike.
again. You see naked Spock.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see
Danny,
number one.
how do you love this trailer so much and don't know what's in it?
Yeah, it's like,
I just
come
gave
on.
you a synopsis of most of it. I missed a 2-second clip of Spock's ass, and you're gonna give
I'm
me shit.
excited to see everyone in the show, but I am so worried about Spock's character because I
They have
just
to be
didn't-
careful.
I didn't
What
like
now?
him
What
at
do you?
all.
Is this a different Spock? Is this not Ethan
No, it's the
Peck?
same actor. That's what
No,
I'm
same
worried
guy.
about. The
Why
same
you-
guy that in
Look,
Vegas.
as long as he's not singing Broadway tunes, I
Give me
think
more
Ethan
Pike
Peck,
on a horse.
I
This is
think
great.
Ethan Peck was fine as Spock when he's not singing Broadway tunes. Honestly,
Fair.
I thought Ethan Peck did great.
yeah, maybe he'll play him differently. I guess I could be optimistic about it. Also, I feel weird because he was a dick. To
So
me
wait a
in
minute. Is
Vegas.
this Spock? You're saying
I'm
the
like,
guy? I mean,
ah.
The
guy
naked
looking
guy.
Over well, they only show the top half of his body. He's looking. Over
I didn't say you looked at his butt. You threw that in.
Okay. Well, okay. I didn't realize that was supposed to.
I
be
mean, if
Spock.
you want to look
All
at the
right.
guy's butt, you look at the guy's butt. I'm
Right.
No
I'm not
judgment.
judging. Okay, you know, you
All right.
you can look at whatever, but
I just like how do I can't even tell if the ears are pointed. Are you sure that's Spock? I've got it frozen right here. I can show you. Yeah,
There you go.
that's yeah. Is that my
Is
screen?
that Spock? No, it's mine.
Okay. Yeah, is that that's it's funny because that's exactly where I have it paused too. Is that Spock? Is that like
Are
is
his
I don't-
ears pointy enough?
I don't
Listen, man, we're sitting here debating whether that's naked Spock or not. Let's move on. Okay.
I feel like we've gone off the rails here, boys.
Yeah.
sorry.
We're at 2 hours, guys. It's time to wrap this thing up.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
wrap. Time to wrap.
Everybody, thanks for coming.
wow,
in
only
today,
2
guys.
hours and you guys are worried?
Well, yeah, we got lives.
They
I got
usually
things
do
to
like an hour and a half format.
Yeah.
You know,
Bunch
but
of
Picard
wusses
last
over
week
there.
we went this long last week on Picard. And I think this is a good
Guys,
sign.
I did a 4-hour
No, yeah, for
live
sure.
stream yesterday, and then I stayed up all night editing, and now I'm in this show. After this show, I might not even make it to bed. I'm just gonna pass out in the hallway, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just have your
Teach you
kids
guys
like
how to live
carry you
stream.
like
So,
the Messiah
I
to your bed.
was-
You know.
Really quick, I want to thank all you guys for coming on today. Salty Trekker, you are welcome to come and join us any Saturday morning you
Oh
want.
heck yeah, man!
We do this
Yeah.
every week at 10 o'clock. Brian and Dork and Matt and me, we're here every Saturday morning. We're going to be doing this.
Here.
We're going to be doing this through.
See, I was
the
told
end
your Saturday morning show was canceled.
It
so-
was, but
well,
then Star Trek brought
when
it back.
Star Trek started. So we're gonna try to keep this going through the end of Strange New Worlds, and then we'll see what we do after that. But
Right.
So
but we'll-
basically, what is it? What are we calling it now? Salty Saturdays, Star
Saturdays.
Trek.
Star Trek Saturdays or something. I don't know. It's all
That's
right.
a horrible name.
Yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, it's a Star Trek. We're gonna be talking Star Trek for the next couple of months, and
Salty Trek
it's gonna be fun.
Saturdays.
something. Yeah,
It's just Salty Saturdays, guys.
Salty
Just
Saturdays. Yeah.
Okay.
Because once Trek has run its course, we'll talk about something else.
Something else. Yep.
Fair enough.
So yeah, thanks again, guys. Everybody in the chat, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Thanks, man. Like the chat got pretty big. Yeah. For us. I mean,
we were higher than our normal 4 people that come watch, so that's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. To
Oh,
see.
you had me here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, man. Hey, you bumped us up from 12 to 30, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, with the anti-trekker. I mean, salty-trekker.
Formerly anti-trekker.
Michael, I really hope that your theory about what's going on in season 2 with the Borg and Picard is right.
Yeah,
I truly do. Like that would be
cool.
great.
That would be dope.
That's the writer in me thinking.
Mike, did you see my theory about Picard?
No, what was your theory?
I'll share it in the chat.
Yeah.
Because I actually have it
when you
queued
get a
up.
chance.
Yeah, Brian.
I have a.
Just give us a
full-blown
cliff
theory.
notes real quick.
Basically,
Just put it in the chat.
I believe an outside force. I surmise some kind of Romulan or whatever.
Yeah.
Messes with time initially. That causes this odd loop. It forces Picard to work with the Borg to go back in time, and then Q gets involved and helps him, and he's not actually the bad guy. So basically, exactly how it's starting to play out right now. So I'm really hoping that it continues on this path, because I will finally have a theory that's correct. And if 7 ends up being the alternate Borg Queen, then my theory from 8 months ago, when I said she would be the Borg Queen, will also be. If this season might answer 2 theories in one, which would be amazing.
I think they're going to swerve us, and the Borg Queen's going to be the big baddie, but
Could be.
Now, here's what you guys need to start doing. Is everybody needs to put together a pool at the beginning of the next season of a show. Put your theories together, and whoever gets the theory right gets the pool.
I dig it. That sounds fun.
My theory is it's going to suck.
Do it. That's too bland. That's too boring.
No.
I
come
win.
up with a real
Like a real
theory,
No, it's gonna be a real story.
and then whoever gets closest gets the pool.
Dude, that's like fantasy
my theory
football. I'm down.
Is it's going to
100%.
be 25% different.
I know who the bad guys are. I
Damn it,
went ahead and I got some insider knowledge that the big bad in this season is actually going to be the space whales. They're going to come back.
Hey,
The whale probe's
we
gonna
never
come
found
back.
out. Yeah, we never found out what the big space cigar
So-
wanted. So.
Dude, we should do the pool for Strange New Worlds when the trailer comes out.
I would love that. I'm 100%
I'm down if you guys are down.
It's just a
But
friendly
is
way.
Strange New
Just
World's
be
going to
love.
have an overarching big bad?
I mean, even if it's episodic, there'll be
What were
some
those
kind of
weird ass,
underlying sterilized thing.
They'll have like a Goldie Cott type character or something, maybe.
You don't
That'd be
think they'll
kinda cool.
try to tie it into those big-headed, weird, veiny people that
Well, at some point they probably will. Yeah.
Big-headed, veiny people.
Yeah,
Man.
from the.
Did you
cage.
ever even watch
Brian.
the original series?
Dude, it's been years, but yes, I have. I was raised on it.
Big-headed,
I
veiny
probably watched.
people.
Mike,
What are they called?
is there any
Hey,
kind of
but-
watcher in any other Star Trek, or is
The
this a
main-
brand new?
I think the Watcher is a new thing.
Yeah, because it feels like it's borrowing from MCU.
Well,
Because-
yeah.
Well, because there are Watchers in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's the Watcher. Yeah.
No,
there are
the Watchers.
In there is a race called the Watchers, and in fact, if you look in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Stan Lee talks to 3 of them.
Yes.
Yes.
In one of the when they're traveling in hyperspace.
When
or
he's in
whatever.
the astronaut uniform or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
The overarching bad guy for
The one in the series What If is Uatu, who is
Yes.
the Watcher assigned to our
but,
reality.
but for Strange New Worlds, the overarching bad guy will be white supremacy. So
Oh,
No.
God damn it, Matt.
After we see the trailer, we all come up with theories. Whoever's closest gets the pool.
All right.
Whales.
Like
Whales.
it'll be the
friendly, like $5 each.
the
Just
bad
make it
the
friendly.
bad
down
guy's
for
the
that, yeah.
patriarchy.
the
that's it.
patriarchy.
We're going to be elevating number
You're
one.
just basing that on the casting. Come on, man.
Vader, I love your comment in the chat. That was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we ever going to see the whale people? I want to see the whale people. I want to see it.
It's been a
Big-
while.
I wanna
Oh,
start-
that's horrible.
I don't want to see the whale people. You know what? 'Cause there is some parts of TOS that just like there's no way I think there's no possible way for you to explain it logically. So maybe we just like say that was a good time and move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
remember God. Remember God? And
What does he need with a spaceship?
Yeah,
Yeah, what does God need with a
spaceship?
spaceship? They tried to explain in the comic books that it was like some like sort of Q outcast that Q trapped behind the
All right.
galactic barrier.
Well, Q can
Well,
Q
that
can
was
be
just a
the answer
powerful
for anything.
alien that was trapped there. It wasn't God. It never was.
Yeah.
They said it was Zero or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Let's get out of here. Brian,
Yeah.
plug your show. What do you got going on?
I threw it in there in the chat. Go check it out, boys. Podcast Live.
Yeah. And check out his latest theory on Picard.
That's the wrong channel for the theories. So that's my live channel.
Yeah. Put the right one in there.
This is our main channel, and that's where the big theories are.
Yeah. Good.
Popcast. Check it out, everybody. Michael, what do you have going on? What's going on over at Salty
Oh
Trekker?
man, still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my channel, but I'm just over at Salty Trekker. Do live streams on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursday, we at 8:00 Central Time, we do Jeopardy. It's open to anybody that wants to play, and I'll tell you the questions. It's just like real Jeopardy, except you better have your Star Trek geek card on.
Yeah, I kept getting in trouble because I didn't say like what is or whatever.
Yeah, we do go by real Jeopardy rules.
Yeah.
and you
I
have
still.
we have buzzers
And
now.
we have to sleep with.
Oh, you have a
Trebek?
buzzer now? How
we
do you
have
do
buzzers now.
Are you saying that we have to sleep with Trebek to win? Is that's what that means, right?
No, Trebek is dead.
All right.
I mean, if you actually bring the corpse of Alex Trebek, then you.
I'm assuming the
automatically-
host is acting as Trebek.
That would be me.
All right, Danny,
I'm not over it completely. I mean,
But yeah.
you guys let me end this thing. Jesus Christ, it's just blah 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 all the time. It's ridiculous.
all right, end it, bro.
No,
we love
Danny,
each
plug your charity really quick. But what do you got going on? Down
Oh,
there?
thank you. Yeah. Well, I was going to plug my business, but I'll do my charity. That's
Do
better.
that too.
Okay. So the Las Vegas Cosplayers Alliance is a 501c3 here in Las Vegas, and what we do is I'm the marketing director, so I don't technically do what I'm about to explain. But we visit kids at homeless shelters, hospitals, cancer treatment facilities, abuse shelters, grief counseling centers, like anything that where there's troubled children. And they go in costume as all the different fandoms. So whether they want Disney princesses or the Pixar characters or Ninja Turtles or more anything kid friendly. You know what I mean?
I want to see you dressed as a Disney princess.
Yeah, I bet you would, buddy. You know what I did though?
I'd pay for that. For that.
I think I know Vader's seen it. So I got lucky. I got to check off a bucket list item thanks to this charity. At the Level Up Expo, they also had pro wrestling. And I got to be, and I have when they told me that because I just got hired by this charity like a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And when they told me they do all the fandoms, including wrestling, I was like, oh shit, man, I've got a dope Mankind. And they were like, wear it on Saturday. So I wore it, and the wrestling guys saw me, and we had a talk. And they were like, what are you doing here? Are you just cosplaying like this? Are you part of our thing? And I was like, oh, no, this is for my charity. And they're like, oh, man, do you want to come in and cut a promo as Mankind in the ring for your charity? And I was like, do I? Fuck yeah. And he's like, oh, I'll do you one better. At the end of it, say if anyone's got a problem with that, they can take it up with Sacco. And I'll send out one of my comedy bad guys and just give him the mandible claw. And he did. He was like, he'll make you look like $1 million. And he did. Like, it looked like I slammed this dude and beat his ass. And I
Dork Knight, can I ask you a question? Did you pass out from your erection?
Almost. No, actually, that's funny that you say that, because when I left I swear to God, so when I left the stage and I go back into the backstage area, like all the boys are clapping and shit, and they're like, good job. And like a couple of them gave me like high fives and hugs. They're like, fuck, dude, I thought you were really Mankind. I thought you were Mick Foley for a minute. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. The second I got out of the backstage area, I was blown up. I was gassed. I was just like, and I had to go outside, and I literally had to like lay down on the concrete to cool off because I was
not a young man no more.
Yeah, man, dude. And it was only 3 minutes. I'll send you the link, Brian. If you want to see it.
that.
But yeah, no. So the charity does great things. We've got a lot of good community partners, and if anybody's interested, check out cosplayersalliance.org. And I've talked enough, so I'll plug my business some other time. But
Matt, where can people get your books?
kadishbooks.com, and be sure to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts so that we
Do
can
it.
yes,
get that 200 number.
do it now.
Do it
now. Do it.
All right.
Now.
And with that, I'm going to push the end button. And I want to say thank you again for everybody for showing up in the chat. And again to you guys. And I think we're going to get out of here. So
right.
Stay salty, everybody. And we'll see you on the
Next
interwebs,
Saturday.
I guess, next Saturday. All right. Bye.